For the 26th time this season, the Power will take the field here at Palm Springs Stadium, and they'll host the Inland Valley Bucs for the fourth time in the past 3 days. Jayce Cicinelli alongside Sanchez here on the call for you guys here on Saturday on July 13th. And coming into today, the Power have just continuing to win games. They're 16-0 now in the CPCL. Obviously, another CPCL matchup against these Inland Valley Bucs. And what have you seen so far through the first 3 games?
Well, they've won in a myriad of ways, Jayce. In the doubleheader that was played just a couple of days ago, you had a 14-0 blowout, and you had a 2-1 win that came down to a 6-out save from a new pitcher in Peyton Von Canel. And then you go to yesterday, 19 hits from the offense. Only this is the second time this season that the Power have done that. Each starter -1 recorded a hit. Alonso Reyes, Noah Blythe, 3 hits apiece. Eli Brown has 4. But we talked about it on our pregame earlier on the Palm Springs Power social media pages, and it really was about the new kids on the block. It was Alex Hawking and Ishmael Quintero yesterday for Palm Springs. 6 innings out of the bullpen, only allowing 1 run on 4 hits. Both of them were absolutely sensational. So that's really the theme of what this last week has been, not only playing the Inland Valley Bucs, but also against the Havasu Heat. The Power are not winning in one particular way. They're finding different ways to win, which is what you need to do coming down the stretch of a playoff caliber season.
Yeah, and towing the rubber for the Power tonight will be Bear Pinedo, and in 2 starts out of his 7 outings, he's gone at least 4 innings, and they're going to obviously need some length again with their 6th game played this week here on Saturday. Day off tomorrow before a road doubleheader against the San Diego Wave in the CPCL. And, you know, Bear Pinedo coming into tonight, a 3-0 record, a 3.37 ERA, his 8th game and 3rd start, which will be tonight. And he's gone 18 2/3, 14 walks, however, but 27 strikeouts. And opponents just hitting 121 against him.
That's the stat that you need to look at in that scenario, Jayce, is the opponent's batting average. They're not getting a ton of hits off of Pinedo. The issue is that when they do and when Bear's giving up runs, it's because the free passes have allowed those extra base runners onto the base pass. So really the key for Bear tonight is going to be making sure he eliminates free passes. He stays competitive in the zone, because when his stuff is playing in the zone, it's really tough to hit with all that movement with a 3-pitch mix. It'll be interesting to see how he attacks this lineup that is now facing the pitching staff for the 4th time in 3 days.
Yeah, and Power coming in, as we mentioned, 16-0 in the CPCL. The Inland Valley Bucs, who are in 4th place out of the 5 teams with a 6-11 record. But before we get more into the Open, we have a couple interviews that we want to put on the broadcast for you guys. And the first one will be a player interview. Austin Holler, one of the infielders, one of the hit leaders for this Power team all summer long. So we'll get that for you guys. And then we have another special one when we come back. I'm here in a player interview here with the infielder for Power, Austin Holler, one of the hit leaders. And Austin, you know, obviously you playing baseball for a long time, me being around you a lot. When were you first starting to, you know, just find that love for baseball growing up?
You know, my dad introduced me to the game when I was young, so it didn't really start then, but I feel like once I got older and throughout high school and college, I started to really love the game.
And what kind of an impact has your dad had throughout just your baseball journey and where you're at now?
You know, he's taught me everything I know. I always go to him for questions to make any adjustments that I need to make. I always go to him to ask him and get his input on things.
Yeah, and, you know, obviously coming from Sonora High School, you start your college career at Santa Ana Community College, and then you work your way to Western Kentucky. What's that transition like going from playing, you know, facing obviously a college pitching, going to then to D1 level?
You know, I feel like going from high school to JUCO was very different, but then going to JUCO to D1 wasn't as different. You know, there's a lot of D1 guys that end up going the JUCO route first, and you see a lot of great guys at junior colleges, and so, you know, there's always great competition in the junior college level.
And what's it like playing baseball? Obviously not in California, you're away from your family and everything on, you know, the separate coasts in the U.S. What's that kind of like, just, you know, being away from them and, you know, just continuing to play baseball?
You know, it's a great experience to go out somewhere you're not used to and go play baseball, go to school, live on your own. I recommend that a lot more people go out and go explore the world, go to different places, see different places, meet new people, and yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, and talking with your time here now at Palm Springs Valley, your first summer spent here, and just talk about since the first day coming in to now. I mean, just the environment that you've had, the time you've spent here, obviously, the team chemistry. What's that all been like for you?
Yeah, I showed up first day not really knowing what to expect, but these guys welcomed me with open arms, and as we continue to get new guys, I just try to welcome them with open arms as well, talk to them, make them feel comfortable around here.
Yeah, and you've been one of the best hitters for Power all summer long as far as the hit list and batting average and stuff like that, a lot of different offensive categories. How have you been able to just keep finding success, starting from Santa Ana Community College, Western Kentucky, another successful, and then coming here as well?
I just try to stick to my approach the whole time. If you have a good approach at the plate, I feel like you can succeed at a high level. And, just having a great approach at the plate, staying disciplined is the main thing.
Yeah, and just last question is, the team goal from, manager Casey Dill, a lot of the returners, Noah Blythe, Mark Kirkland, Dalton Thomas, guys like that. Their goal from day one was to go undefeated, coming back. And, obviously with all, the new players that you guys have had here, how is that kind of like with, about a week left of the season? You have the, the playoffs championship series starting next week. You clinch the 1 seed, so you're getting the home game for, game 1 of that. How can you guys kind of just, continue to play hard this last week and finish out that undefeated season?
Yeah, I think just doing the little things right, getting routine outs, putting good swings on the ball, that really contributes to us winning. And just try not to do too much as we approach the end of the season. I know talking about this undefeated season might get to our heads a little bit, but just trying to stay relaxed, stay calm out there.
All right, that will be all here for the player interview. Jayce Cicinelli, broadcaster, here with infielder Austin Holler. As we're back here, and just talking with Austin Holler, he's just a guy who just finds ways to get hits, talking about his journey with his dad, coaching him from T-ball, Little League, middle school, all the way up to really high school, and then making his way into college, starting at Santa Ana, then going to Western Kentucky. And, talking about, this is really his first time that he's been away from his family in his baseball career, going from, California where he always played baseball, going to now in Kentucky on the complete other side of the country. And he just talked about how it's a good experience, a good life experience from him. And, for college players that, are looking for a D1 and him making that transition, it's just a good experience to, go somewhere else and explore the world or explore a different state in the country. And, EJ, pretty much what you've seen with Austin all, summer long here at Palm Springs Power, just he talked about the culture. He talked about, just the chemistry and how Casey Dillon, the coaching staff, has really helped him out and the team out. And, what have you just seen from all that?
Austin has lived the college baseball experience that a lot of guys do nowadays, where you start off at a JUCO, as you mentioned, at Santa Ana, and he finds his way to Western Kentucky, and it really is just the growth experience that is really big for a guy like Austin. I know you go back with Austin in terms of you knowing him when he's younger, and finding a way to go from that little kid who is always coached by his dad to becoming a Division I level athlete on a completely different side of the country is hard, and nobody's saying that it's not. But the fact that he's still been able to maintain the same kind of positive attitude and upbeat persona that we've come to know, not only from the media side, but just, talking to him on the side, he really has demonstrated everything that a Division I athlete should be able to stand for. And, I mean, just when you talk about production, it hasn't been hard to see how good he has been in leading in top 3 most offensive categories. So we can only expect the better things to come for Austin as he continues through his collegiate journey.
Yeah, and you see the consistency. So a 2-year career at JUCO, at Santa Ana College, a career .330 batting average there, a .462 on base percentage, 69 hits out of 209 at-bats, and 55 runs scored. He had 8 doubles, 1 triple, 7 home runs, 43 RBIs, and just a guy who doesn't strike out a lot. Just 33 strikeouts out of those 209 at-bats. And, I mean, we've even seen it this summer for Power. Just like the consistency's always there. You see him have his first year at a D1 at Western Kentucky, and he had a .299 batting average, just under 300. So the consistency's there, going from JUCO pitching to a D1, and obviously, as we mentioned, to a different state that he's never played or really ever played in. So now we have an interview coming up here with Casey Dillon. Me and EJ had the pleasure to talk and sit down with him earlier today. So we'll get that for you guys, and we will be right back. back here for another edition of the Manager Show. Jayce, Cicinelli, Sanchez, two of the broadcasters, talking again with Power Manager Casey Dillon. Casey, up to this point, your team has just been winning a lot of games, 30-0 or 29-0. Pardon me, entry tonight, going for the 30th, and I mean, so far your goal has been met as far as trying to go undefeated, trying to go back to back and CPCL. How have you guys just been so successful? You've talked about the mindset, just not letting any game get too big and just continuing to try and win every ball.
Yeah, not every game has been an easy win. The 4th of July game was a very close game. We were down in that game for 7 innings of that baseball game. Came back at the end and ended up winning it 5-4. Game 2 on the road yesterday was not an easy game to win. It took a solo home run and an executed safety squeeze with the bases loaded.
As we're back here, we apologize to the video as far as it lagging, but pretty much what me and EJ were talking about with Casey Dills, we talked about just the journey this season and, that goal being to try and go undefeated, and so far 29-0 up to this point, obviously with Game 30 tonight, and just about a week left of the season with the playoffs at least planned right now to happen here at Palm Springs Stadium on Saturday, with Power clinching the 1 seed last week, and just the consistency that his team's provided, a lot of good decisions that he's made as far as calling some of those PSCL players up, and they've made a good impact. You saw it, Bubba Thompson, he's been tearing it up through his first 3 to 4 games. You saw 2 studs last night throw, Alex Hawken and Ismael Quintero, and we might even see more of that tonight.
Well, this is the great part about having a stable of athletes in the PSEL ready to go. And the athleticism of this team is also what we talked about with Casey. 5 different players have played at least 3 separate positions, each starting outfielder. When you talk about Aiden Torek, Eli Brown, and Noah Blythe, they've played all 3 of those positions. So Casey talked about how much he wants to rely on that athleticism, and it really makes those late inning decisions that you're talking about a lot easier because he knows that he can slide guys in and out of positions. We're able to talk to him about the emotions of being able to tell Kyle Mosley that he's going to play for the Billings Mustangs in the Pioneer League and start his professional baseball journey. And at the end of the day, this really is a program that Casey wants to have known as the next step in the building block to go on to a professional career. So having a guy in Kyle who's going on to do great things, who is in the clubhouse with these same guys, really can put a charge and light a fire under you to let you know that you're not as far off from that position as you think. And obviously all of our well wishes keep going to Kyle as he continues upon that journey. But we have to thank Casey again for giving us the time to really discuss what's happened so far. More PSCL guys are going to find their way in as we go down the stretch of this season, and they're going to be relied upon. What I appreciate the most about what Casey said in that interview is that he acknowledged without PSCL players, this team is not sitting undefeated right now.
Yeah, and I mean, you've seen it just feels like Casey Dill has really just pressed the right buttons. He's made the right decisions year in and year out. His 9th season here coaching at Palm Springs Power. And in that interview, he said his favorite thing is he wants guys to come in here and feel like they can go to that next level. They can go past college and get to that, major league level at some point. Or, you see, obviously, as you mentioned, Kyle Mosley, getting that opportunity in the Pioneer League and hopefully him working his way up. We saw the great pitching with his 2nd year here at Palm Springs Power for, half the season or so that we saw him pitch. But we just saw, the consistency that he showed on the mound and just always around the zone. You saw, obviously, around the lowest ERA on the team, and just a guy who just goes out, always has the same mindset, and that's just pumping strikes. Obviously, the good secondary pitches that he brings, and, I mean, just really just letting his defense work. So we'll quickly get now the starting lineups here. First for the visiting Inland Valley Bucs for the 4th time, as we mentioned, in the past 3 days. Jared Hawking again will be leading off in center field. Kyle Beganaban will be the shortstop batting 2nd. Jake Long batting 3rd, this time playing the field in left field. Nick Mascaro will be the right fielder in the cleanup spot. Ryan Ruck will be the DH batting 5th. Cade Leifert batting 6th at first. And rounding out the 7, 8, 9, Martin Sanchez behind the plate. Dylan Nieto, the 3rd baseman, and batting 9th, And actually, Rick Vanderhook, the manager's nephew, Carter Vanderhook, will be at second base. And on the mound from Orange Lutheran High School, just getting out of high school, will be the 6'4", 205-pound right-hander, Sage Nelson. And now let's quickly take a look at the Palm Springs Power starting lineup. Eli Brown again will be commanding the leadoff spot in center field. Aiden Tork will be back in the lineup again after missing a couple games. He'll be in left field. Noah Blythe will be back in the 3-hole in right field. Andrew Rivas, second time he's been in the cleanup spot this season, will be at first base. Alonzo Reyes back behind the plate batting fifth. Austin Holler getting a night off on the field will be in the DH spot batting sixth. And rounding out the 7-8-9 will be Fred Bucs and the Vanguard product at shortstop, Dalton Thomas at second base. And batting ninth will be Michael Gonzalez commanding the hot corner. And on the mound for the Powers, we talked about it earlier, will be Bear Pineda. So we'll be right back here. Jayce Cicinelli, EJ Sanchez here with the national anthem and lineups quickly approaching us here, just about 6:58 p.m. right before game time. And we will be right back here on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network.
There's something winning in the agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
And we're back here, and we're just going to turn it over to our public address announcer tonight, Stephen Buxton. As he announces the starting lineups, we'll have the national anthem as well. And me and EJ will be right back joining you guys here on the broadcast.
ninth at shortstop from Vanguard, number 34, Brad Buxton. Batting eighth at second base from St. Catharines, Dalton Thomas. Batting ninth at third base from LA Harbor, Michael Gonzalez. On the mound from Hope International, number 13, Bear Pinedo. The Power are managed by Casey Hill. It's As we're back here on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network, Jayce Cicinelli, EJ Sanchez, the Power host the Inland Valley Bucs, as the Power have officially taken the field, and Jared Hawking, Kyle Pinganabon, and Jake Long will be the 1 through 3 hitters leading us off here in the top half of the first. Cancer Awareness Night, we forgot to mention that. The promotion tonight, also a silent auction as well. We'll have a guest speaker joining EJ Sanchez in the top half of the fourth. That will be a lot of fun. And we will be promoting a lot of that here for tonight. Clear skies here tonight in Palm Springs. Another beautiful night here, and with the season winding down, including the playoff game we'll have as of right now for next Saturday. Just about 4 home games left on the season. Power, of course, clinching that 1 seed, waiting for a to-be-determined opponent. Right now, the San Diego Wave are that 2 seed with a game and a half up. The San Diego Wave, however, did have a doubleheader today against the Inland Valley Pirates. So obviously, after those results come in, we'll try and get those updates for you for on our next broadcast next Wednesday. And EJ, I mean, what does Power have to do tonight? Bear Pinedo on the mound, just his 3rd start. Not a lot of experience starting, but, I mean, as we talked about earlier, he's gone at least 2 outings where he can go at least 4 innings.
He's shown the ability to. It's just about how consistent he's going to be able to be tonight. And we say it every night, and, of course, you would always like length out of your starting pitcher, but it's really starting to become of more paramount importance when you think about the depth that's had to be tested for this pitching staff over the last 4 days. You're coming off of this huge stretch over the last week where you're playing a couple of doubleheaders. You have to save some pitching for the doubleheader in basically 48 hours from now when you have to go up to San Diego. So Pinedo really has to find a way to give some length, and if he's not, the offense still is going to have to back him. This isn't going to be a situation where if it's a 2-1 ball game, the last thing you want is to be in that situation, because I don't think that's a situation where the circumstances really favor Palm Springs.
Yeah, this should be a good one tonight. As you mentioned, EJ, in our pregame show, it's hard, you know, when you play a team so many consecutive times as the Power have, it's always a hard task. So Bear Pinedo ready to go out of the stretch. Facing Jared Hawking, the leadoff man, center fielder. First pitch, and a fastball misses outside, 1-0. the Hope International product, placed in the UCLA Bruin, Jared Hocking. Kicks and fires on the 1-0, and another fastball misses in, 2-0.
Hocking was able to reach a couple of times yesterday, went 1 for 3 with a strikeout. One of those runs that came across in a 3-run first where Inland Valley really punched Palm Springs in the mouth.
2-0 delivery, fires a strike right by him. Jared Hocking came up empty on the fastball, had the 2-0 swing away swing, but missed that one. And Jared Hocking, a very talented high school ball player coming from Servite High School in Anaheim, California, was the number 4th outfielder ranked in California. 2-1 delivery, another fastball by him, and quickly 2-2.
Already you're starting to see from Bear 4 straight fastballs, all in the upper 80s. Wouldn't be surprised to see him hit 90 at some point. Establishing your fastball as a starting pitcher is really where the success is going to start to set up your off-speed pitches for the rest of your outing.
2-2 count here to Bear Pinedo. Was also the 34th ranked national outfielder in his high school classes. The fastball just misses below the knees. Bear Pinedo wanted the call, but not in the liking of Dwayne Bergman behind the plate. And Stu Gibbs, our base umpire tonight. Another 2-man crew here at Palm Springs Stadium. Full count offering coming up to the leadoff man, Jared Hocking. Here's the 3-2. And this one's lined right to short. Picked on a hop by Fred Buxton. He fires to first in time. A 6-3 put out here to start the first out.
It's a good job by Fred, understanding that if he comes up too much on that ball to try to catch it on a line, this could be a ball that sneaks under his glove. So he wisely just takes his drop step, fields it on one hop, and is still able to make a nice throw over to Rivas, who it's good to see him finding his way into the starting lineup. He's been really good in his 5 starts since joining the Power.
So one away here for Kyle Pinganabon, the shortstop who takes a strike on the outer black. The Cerritos, California native. Now at Cal State Northridge College, graduating from Gar High School and just finished his freshman year. Next pitch, and that one misses low and in, 1-1.
Pinedo is going to attack mostly, as we said, with that 4-seam fastball. He will mix in a changeup to righties and a slider to lefties, but look for him to try to really establish that fastball, especially up in the strike zone.
And here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball elevated, missed upstairs, 2-1. Eric Pinedo loves to throw the fastball. Obviously his main usage of pitches. More than 50% of the time he will throw it. Also has a slider, 2-1 delivery. And there's a swing and a miss, and the bat goes flying.
Well, not only does it go flying, Jayce, but it's caught in the net right now along the third base side. So this might be one of the more fun experiences we've seen.
As he tries to retrieve it, shaking the netting. And, you know, you've been seeing that a lot in this, obviously, all-wood bat league. You see, obviously, you know, a lot of players that are trying to get the pine tar on their batting gloves, trying to get a better grip, whether it's spitting on your gloves or – and a lot of bats have definitely came out of the batter's hands. So now an even count here, 2-2. Infield, outfield playing in their normal depth. Here's the 2-2 delivery. And that one's spiked in the dirt, and the count will run full.
Look more like a cutter out of the hand of Pinedo, which sometimes he will cut that 4-seam fastball to turn it into a cutter. And forgot to even mention the curveball. That's used less than 10% of the time, but he still will find a way to drop it in given situations.
Here's the 3-2 count, and that one spikes in the dirt for ball 4. So back-to-back full count at bats here, and so far Bucs are making Pinedo work as far as the pitch count's concerned.
Pinganabon is a threat to run. He had a stolen base in the 7th inning last night, and Pinganabon really was the only Inland Valley player yesterday to consistently get good swings. I know they were able to put up however many runs in the 7th spot, but he was the one that really was leading the charge all night long.
1-on-1 out here for the Santa Ana College product, Jake Long, as he takes the strike on the outer black. Lefty-lefty matchup here for Jake Long, who's been in the cleanup spot the first 3 games against the Power, and first time sliding up in the 3-hole. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and fastball misses up and away, 1-1. Jake Long from Whittier, California. 1-1 delivery, and he sends a high fly ball to pretty deep right field, but now Noah Blythe is under it, and he'll make the easy grab for out number 2.
It's so important right now for Bear Pinedo. If he's able to get through a first inning where he can settle in and see a 0 on the scoreboard, that just helps out a starting pitcher so much, especially when you have an offense like Palm Springs possesses where they're so good in the first 2 innings. If you can throw up that first 0, it really makes it smooth sailing from here on out.
So 2 outs, Panganaban, the runner, still at first, and that will bring up Nick Mascaro. Right fielder here for the Bucs. Another lefty-lefty matchup. First one is spiked in the dirt. Looked like a breaking pitch there. 1-0.
That was one of those breaking balls we mentioned, and had a spin rate of over 2,500, and that means that Bear's really finding a way to make that pitch move a lot more than the typical one. A major league spin rate usually is about 2,100.
1-0, runner on the move. Panganaban to second. The throw down is not in time. A good jump from Panganaban. The pitch was called a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike now the count to Mascaro and a stolen base.
The second stolen base of the home part of this home-and-home 4-game set between these two teams. And Panganaban's shown the ability to not only produce with the bat on the base pass, but he's played a really good, sound defensive shortstop for Coach Vanderhook.
So 1-1 count. The southpaw delivers. Fastball misses outside, 2-1. Nick Mascaro from Cal State University Bakersfield College. Just finished his junior year. Career .260 average in those 3 seasons, a .392 on-base percentage, 34 hits, 32 RBIs. 7 of those for home runs, 2-1 delivery. A check swing doesn't matter, missed upstairs, and the count's 3-1.
This is where Pinedo can't get consistent, and that's falling behind hitters, because when you aren't able to land those pitches, it allows these hitters to really just key in on fastballs and hitters' counts.
3-1 delivery, a jam shot in on the hands, coming in on it is Eli Brown in center field. He'll make the grab. Good job from Bear Pinedo to strand the runner in scoring position. We'll head to the home half of the first here at Palm Springs Stadium. Power will come up to the plate in a 0-0 ball game.
We just got our best ever ratings from U.S. News and World Report. We're the #1 hospital in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. High performing in 17 common procedures from joint replacements to heart attack care. And for the first time, national ranking as high performing in 3 adult specialties. We're proud of these ratings, but what matters most, as always, is how we rate with you. Learn more at eisenhowerhealth.org/awards.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casinos, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $29.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Back here for the home half of the first as Eli Brown, Aiden Tork, and Noah Blythe ready to lead us off in the home half of the first. Against the right-hander, as we mentioned, Sage Nelson, the big 6'4", 205-pound right-hander from Orange Lutheran High School. Orange Lutheran High School was ranked the 5th best high school in the country last year and just graduated from there as the first pitch he delivers misses below the knees to Eli Brown.
This is the second pitcher that we've seen be a 2024 high school graduate. We saw Carter Vanderhook last night. It's an interesting test for them, seeing these players at the Division I level that already have a couple of seasons to see high-caliber competition.
So the next one missed outside. Eli Brown has been scorching red hot. We talked Didn't talk about his performance last night. 4 for 6 as the 1-1 pitch as he fouls that off to the left side. 4 for 6, 2 runs scored, including a double and a triple and 4 RBIs.
Yeah, he was sensational. You come up a home run shy of the cycle, and what I liked about his last at-bat when he was chasing that home run, Jayce, is you can tell he didn't care about it at all. His last at-bat is a base hit the other way where he cuts down his swing, not only for the betterment of the team, but also only thing he can do with a pitch in that situation.
So a 2-2 count here to Eli Brown. He's been commanding that leadoff spot for most of the season. Did miss a little bit of time, but since coming back has been scorching hot as he lines one into right field. Going back on his Mascaro, but just in front of the track, puts it away for out number 1.
You're okay if you're Casey Dill with your leadoff hitter swinging at a pitch like that when it's hit off the bat at 95 miles an hour. Eli, for as good of a hitter as he is, he's very aggressive for a leadoff hitter. He'll take his walks, but leaving pitches over the middle of the plate is going to induce a swing, and not a bad at-bat at all. He just found a way to hit it where somebody was, and Eli can take that back to the dugout.
So one out here for Aiden Torek, back after missing a couple games. First one, fastball misses up and in for ball 1. Aiden Torek, in his last 5 games he has played, he has 2 3-hit games and 5 RBIs in that span. 1-0 count here, Nelson delivers. There's a delayed strike call on the outside corner at 84.
And Aiden had missed the last couple of games with a lower body, tweak, and having the ability to pinch hit yesterday. I'm sure Casey was wanted to test the waters, and looked like everything turned up right, and he's back up in the starting lineup.
So the 1-1 pitch sailed outside, and you mentioned him coming in. His first at bat, getting a base hit in that ball game last night. A 13-7 victory. Here's the 2-1 to Torek. Fastball low and outside corner in there, and the count runs even to 2-2. Nelson so far, you're seeing him trying to work outside here to Torek, see if he makes the adjustment. 2-2, continues to go outside, and this one's a ground ball to the right side. Bobbled by Lee for the first baseman, but recovers, and a 3 unassisted for out number 2.
I'm really impressed right now by the way that Sage Nelson has commanded the strike zone. He understands that these hitters are more experienced than he is, at least at the collegiate level, but he's still challenging them with a fastball. The fastball's been in the mid-80s, so around the competition that we've seen from collegiate pitchers that have come to Palm Springs Stadium, and I'm interested to see how his approach will change or stay the same as he navigates this lineup once, maybe 2 times.
So 2 outs for the ever-dangerous Noah Blythe. Takes a breaking pitch in there, 0-1, and talking about Noah Blythe, pretty much leading in every offensive category. Runs scored, hits with 43, extra base hits, 10 doubles, 3 triples. The next one sails outside. Also 3 home runs, 36 RBIs, and has only struck out 12 times in 101 at-bats. Next pitch, and he sends this one down the right field line, hooking from Mascaro, and it falls in. He dives and can't make the play. That one goes to the wall. Blythe is going to dig for third, and he's easily going to get in there as the throw is to the cutoff man, second baseman Carter Van Hook, and a 2-out triple for Noah Blythe.
When you talk about leading a team in most offensive categories, one that he wasn't leading in before coming into today is triples. That had Eli Brown all over it. He's now tied him. So this just goes to show that Noah Blythe is finding ways to affect the game in multiple ways. Not only RBIs, not only scoring runs, but also the extra base hits. He's second on the team just behind Aiden Torek.
2 outs here for the UC Riverside product, Andrew Rivas. 9 for 17 so far as he takes a strike. This is the 6th game he's appeared in, and 3 out of the 5 games he has multi-hit games. Also a double and a triple in that span. 4 RBIs. Next pitch. That one misses inside, a ball and a strike. And it just feels, whenever Noah Blythe is at the plate, it feels like every at-bat matters to him. You see when he's getting out, balls are on the screws, he's hitting it right at people, but just every at-bat he is grinding out and putting good swings. As the next one sails outside, 2-1.
On our conversation with Casey, he noted the fact that Noah has spent extra time in the cages with Sam DiMatteo, the hitting coach, and finding a way to make sure every at-bat counts is so much easier said than done. And what I mean by that is this pitch runs high and inside to Rivas is that Jayce, look, the stigma of summer ball is that it's easier to almost, I don't want to say fall asleep, but it's easier to take at-bats off. And the fact that Noah has found the ability to take every at-bat seriously says a lot about his approach, not only as a hitter, but as a ball player really in general.
Hitters count here 3-1 to Rivas, and he fouls that off behind the net, and count runs full now to 3-2. Blythe has appeared in 27 out of the 29 games entering tonight and has continued to total up that on-base streak now with 28 out of the 28 games he's appeared in. His hit streak coming to an end back in the road doubleheader. Didn't start that game, but came in, went 0 for 2 in that game 2 with a walk, but started that streak last night back, and again, already back at 2. So full count pitch, 2 outs, Blythe in third. 0-0 ball game, 3-2, and that one misses inside for ball 4. So back-to-back base runners, and Power will have runners on the corners for Alonso Reyes.
Alonso coming off one of his best games since arriving in Palm Springs yesterday. Had a 3-hit night with a couple of RBIs, and he's been treated very well in this series. 4 for 11 across the first 3 games. Getting the chance to catch tonight after being the DH yesterday. Angel Cortez getting a chance to get off of his feet for a night.
So here's Alonso Reyes commanding the catcher position as he takes the strike on the upper part of the zone, 0-1. Alonso Reyes 4th on the team in RBIs, and it just feels like every time he's at the plate, it's always an RBI opportunity. 0-1 delivery. Fastball sails high, 1-1.
Well, that's what you're going to get when you have a middle-of-the-order hitter like Alonso is, and it's a left-handed bat in the middle of that order where Casey can really play matchup and try and mismatch righties and lefties in the heart of that order to make it harder on a pitching staff.
1-1 to Reyes, and he rolls this one foul down the right field line. So fastball in on the hands, turned on it, and now is behind in the count 1-2.
The 2-strike hitting for Alonso has become by leaps and bounds since the beginning of the season. He's really shortened up, and even though he may not get a hit every time with 2 strikes, he's still found a way to put the ball in play. And the old adage goes, Jayce, good things happen when you put the ball in play. And as long as he's giving himself a chance, it should equal good things as the season finishes up next week.
So quick pickoff attempt over there to the runner at first, Andrew Rivas, but he gets back. And interesting to know, Alonso Reyes has more RBIs than games played this season. 21 RBIs, 20 games entering tonight, and now with this being his 21st. Looking to add to that total, 1-2 delivery, and he slices one down the left field line going on, and it's Jake Lowe, and it's going to fall in. An RBI knock, and the runner advancing to third, and that's Andrew Rivas. An RBI single for Alonso Reyes, and Power doing what they do all season, score in the first inning.
Well, this is what I'm talking about, Jayce. This ball isn't absolutely tattooed by any stretch by Alonso, but he just gets enough of it to get his barrel there. And he has enough strength to where if he can just get a barrel somewhere and be able to use his upper half, that's the things that are going to happen. When you put a ball in play and this one just happens to find a hole, good things continuing for Alonso, who has done nothing but good things since being here about 2 weeks after the season started.
So here's Austin Holler in the 6th spot today. The DH roll, and on the first pitch, there goes Reyes down to second. The throw is offline. It deflects off the helmet of Reyes, and easily scoring is going to be Rivas. And right away, you're going to see they're going to check on Reyes right there. So Power score another run, and the throw was up the line, more toward the right side of the second base bag. But Reyes already back on his feet as the throw right on the helmet.
This also, we hope, is precautionary. Last night, Alonso had a play at the plate where he was also down for a couple of minutes, and you add those 2 plays together and also catching the amount of innings that him and Angel have over the course of the last 6 days or so, it does look like it's precautionary as he gives a fist bump to Casey and a member of the athletic training staff here in Palm Springs, and it looks like he's okay, but the body really starts to take a beating once you're talking about how many innings these guys are playing. They take advantage of an error on Martin Sanchez, his 2nd of the series.
And Power's continuing to do what they've done all season long, and that's being aggressive on the base pass, trying to get more runners in scoring position as Reyes collects his 2nd stolen base of the summer. A 1-0 count here to the number 2 hit leader on Power in Austin Holler. Next pitch, fastball catches the outside corner, 1-1. Austin Holler, 19 RBIs on the season, 5 doubles, a triple, a home run, and a batting average of .402. 1-1 count. Nelson out of the stretch and delivers, and Holler fouls that off to the left side.
The one critique you would have right now of Sage Nelson is he's been able to land a fastball in the zone. Great. It's going to help out a ton. But he needs to be able to establish more than one pitch in the strike zone, because when you're facing a lineup as deep as Palm Springs, this is when they can start to key in on a fastball when you know that a breaking ball isn't going to be in the zone.
1-2 count here to Holler. The 1-2. Good swing, but late, and fouls it back to the left side. Just feels like whenever Holler's in a 2-strike count, he's just in grind mode. He's shortening up on the bat. He's putting balls. He's trying to put balls in play. Doesn't strike out a lot. Just 13 strikeouts out of the 102 at-bats. Knows the zone. Doesn't chase a lot. Very comfortable hitter with 2 strikes. That's why a lot of times you see him take close pitches in the count on the corners. Now has to grind here in another 1-2. And Holler slices one to left field. Carrying back on it is Jake Long, but he'll put it away to retire the side. But not before Power scored 2 runs on 2 hits. An RBI single by Alonso Reyes, and later scoring Andrew Rivas. We'll go to the top of the second here at Palm Springs Stadium. Power lead the Bucs 2-0.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
It's a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family-oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Top of the second here on the Palm Springs Power Baseball Broadcast Network. Jayce, Cicinelli, and EJ Sanchez here on the call for tonight. As the Bucs trail the Power 2-0, as they'll send up the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Ryan Ruck, Cade Leifer, and Martin Sanchez. Good start for Bear Pinedo on the mound. Just had a 1-out walk, a stolen base, but was able to get out of the runner in scoring position jam with a couple flyouts.
Seeing that 0 go up onto the scoreboard and now seeing a 2 spot on the home half gives Bear a lead to work with, and that may be the difference when you're a reliever and when you're a starter. Like we mentioned, only the 3rd start for Pinedo this season, and it's a lot different routine, Jayce. I mean, showing up to the park, getting hot in the middle of the game, it's 2 different mindsets, so it'll be interesting to see how Bear adjusts to both of those.
As first pitch swinging, put it in play is Ryan Ruck, right to the right side, and an easy 3 unassisted as Andrew Rivas puts it away.
First pitch swings, first pitch outs are even better for Pinedo. And it really has been 80% fastballs to this point, just challenging the hitters right now of Inland Valley. They faced Josh Martinez yesterday, really similar arm slot, and you would think that they would be sitting on the fastball, but Bears fastball has a lot more horizontal break than the typical 4-seam.
So 1 out here for the first baseman, Cade Leifer. That one misses in the dirt for ball 1. Mentioned Bear Pinedo, his longest outing was 5 innings. That came back on June 29th against the Inland Valley Pirates. Just 1 run allowed in that outing, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. Only gave up 2 hits in those 5 innings. 1-0 delivery. Fastball does miss up. Just a borderline call there, 2-0. Cade Leifer from Huntington Beach, California. Right now, taking his talents to Johnson University as he fouls that one off to the right side. .247 batting average there, .376 on base percentage.
If there's anything we've learned from, I think, the last 2 games that we've seen from Inland Valley, Jayce, is that this team has some ball players. You have high-level Division I athletes up and down this lineup, and you have to treat them as such.
As he sends this one out into right center, that's going to fall and split the gap. So a 1-out single is getting it back in quickly is Eli Brown. And the first hit of the ball game for the Bucs.
Second hit in as many days after Leifer went 1 for 4 yesterday. And for whatever reason, Inland Valley always seems a little more locked in at the beginning of the game rather than late, especially over the last 3 games. You can kind of toss out the 14-0 game. But they come out swinging, and it's on the starting pitcher for Palm Springs, whoever it may be, to make those adjustments.
As the first one does catch the outside corner to Martin Sanchez, the catcher tonight for the Bucs. Seen Alex Cummings start the first 2 of the doubleheader, and Sanchez has been asked upon now to start here. As the next one fouled back to the net in 0-2. Just feels a good start here for Bear Pinedo as far as getting quick outs, getting ahead of these hitters. Josh Martinez only able to go 3. Casey Dill would love to have Bear Pinedo go as long as he can here in this ball game. Ahead in the count 0-2, and this one's on the ground to third and off the glove of Michael Gonzalez. That one's going to go into left field. It was a one-hopper right to Gonzalez, and a play that he probably should have made.
No, Mike would be the first one to tell you after the game that that's a play that he thinks he makes 95% of the time, but it's hit with some awkward spin off the bat of Martin Sanchez, and it almost looked like Gonzalez was trying to turn the double play before he actually secured the ball, and it's the classic wide receiver look when you're in playing football where you have to look the ball into your hands before. It's the same concept here. Pulls his eyes just a little bit, and it forces the miscue.
So an error there to Michael Gonzalez, and the first one misses up and away to Dylan Nieto. Nieto, the 8-hitter, the hot corner third baseman for the Bucs. Pinedo checks the runners and delivers, and another one misses upstairs, 2-0. Back-to-back pitches, not near the zone. You make a good, efficient pitch, and thinking it's going to be an around the horn, inning-ending double play, and now a 2-0 count here to Dylan Nieto. 2-0 count, another one misses upstairs, and now it's 3-0.
The difference between good and great teams sometimes, Jayce, is being able to keep trucking along after a miscue like that happens. And the last thing that Bear needs at this point is following up an error with a walk and make things even harder for him to get out of this inning.
So way behind in the count, 3-0. Misses well outside for ball 4. Runners will advance. It did go to the backstop. Doesn't matter, though, as it is ball 4. So second walk issued here in the first inning and a third for Bear Pinedo.
Look, it's not the end of the world right now. Carter Vanderhook, this is his first at-bat, at least on the home side of this 4-game set. Been a two-way player. He pitched last night. So you have the 9-hole hitter, and you still have the double play intact along the infield with Gonzalez playing even with the bag and 2 sure-handed defenders up the middle. It's just about making competitive pitches in the zone for Pinedo to try to get out of this inning.
So bases juiced one away for Carter Vanderhook. 9-hitter second baseman as he takes up and away, and 5 straight out of the zone since that error from Michael Gonzalez. Power lead 2-0 here in the top of the second. Bases loaded, 1 out. Pinedo was still working out of the stretch. We saw him do that even with bases empty. The 1-0 delivery. Another one misses outside.
And I think this is a good mound visit from Alonso to go talk to Bear. 6 straight out of the zone. It doesn't make it easy, and there's really nothing you can talk mechanics-wise because Pinedo's shown the ability to do it tonight. It's not like he's working with his C- or D+ stuff. He's shown the ability to command his fastball, and it's about making sure he's able to hit a reset at this point because you have, to be honest, an 18-year-old kid at the plate who is in a big spot early in a game. You can use your experience to your advantage in this situation and understand that you have been in this spot before, and maybe Carter Vanderhook has not, although he is a talented baseball player heading to Concordia Irvine next year for his freshman season.
Yeah, Vanderhook from Servite High School where he spent his baseball career. One of the best baseball programs in the SoCal Orange County area. 2-0 count. And a fastball again misses above the letters, and 3-0. So one more ball out of the zone here. And he'll walk in a run, trying to get back in the count. Here's the 3-0 to Vanderhook. Good pitch on the outer half, 3-1.
An auto take all the way from Vanderhook, and I still wouldn't be – I'd be very surprised if Vanderhook let it rip on a swing. You've seen Pinedo throw 7 of the last 8 out of the zone. This has to be in a box for the 9-hole hitter.
So 3-1 count, Bear Pinedo coming home, and this one's fouled back just to the left side here from the booth. And now a 3-2 count pitch coming up.
Well, what that lets you know, Jayce, is that Vanderhook is not a scared hitter at all. He's able to trust his swing enough with a pitcher that's not being extremely consistent in the zone, and he still picks it up out of the hand and is able to put a good swing on it.
Big pitch here from Pinedo, the 3-2. And he fouls this one right back. And just right around the booth as we tried to make a play on it. But just unable to do so just above us. We did see one, EJ, come in the booth in the PSCL. You and Stephen Buxton were on that call.
Oh, it was amazing.
Another 3-2 and misses upstairs for ball 4. So walks in a run and the first run for the Bucs. And back at it with bases loaded and 1 out.
What you hate for Pinedo is that this inning is kind of snowballing after he's able to get a one-hop ground ball to his third baseman. And since then, it really hasn't been able to show the ability to be consistent in the zone. And that's why you're seeing some action start to warm in the bullpen right now for Palm Springs. The pitching staff is going to be tested in terms of depth over the next week, and that's just the reality of the situation. But now Pinedo needs to find a way to get out of this inning and minimize the damage.
So back to the top of the order, and Jared Hawking, first pitch swinging, and gets a big pop-up here in the infield. And going back just to the trim of the grass is the shortstop Buxton, and a big out number 2 to keep the ball in the infield and not let the runners advance.
That's a really tough at-bat for Hawking, who has had a tough last couple of days since he's been in Palm Springs, and you see him talking with Coach Vanderhook right now. After walking in a run, first pitch swinging, obviously you say you have to, but especially in the spot where you know you're going to have to play perfect baseball to win, you almost feel like you throw away an at-bat if you're Hawking. But it's a huge pitch for Pinedo and one he desperately needed.
As first pitch does catch the upper outside quadrant of the zone to Kyle Panganaman, the shortstop who walked. Later stole a bag as well in that first inning, was stranded. Jared Hawking was just 2 for 8 in that road doubleheader in both of those games. And has batted leadoff in every game. 0-1, foul, back to the netting. Quickly getting ahead, 0-2. Bear Pinedo makes a good, efficient pitch. It gets a big pop out to Hawking. And now quickly getting ahead of the 2-hitter Panganaban. Trying to limit the damage. 2-1, bases loaded, 2 outs. Here in the top of the second, power lead. And that one hits him on an 0-2 count. And the worst nightmare you can have at a pitcher. And just like that, the game is tied at 2.
You understand the plan with Pinedo trying to bury a breaking ball in the zone, but it's a situation, to be honest with you, Jayce, it can't happen for Pinedo. It'll be an unearned run, so 2 runs come in the inning, but at the same time, an 0-2 pitch, it doesn't need to be near anything. It just has to be a pitch out of the zone, and the fact that he pulls this into the right-handed batter's box just shows that Pinedo isn't fluid right now with his mechanics.
Very sharp in the first inning, but has walked 2 batters, and now they hit by a pitch to tie the ball game, and now the ever-dangerous Jake Long. 0-for-1 with a deep fly out to right. So he takes upstairs 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Another lefty on deck, and obviously lefty-lefty, the southpaw Pinedo having the advantage. Trying to throw some breaking pitches. Just strictly been throwing fastball, struggling to throw strikes. Fastball fouled off the front foot of Long. 1-1.
When you're struggling to throw strikes, hitters are able to do that when they're ahead in the count. Jake Long is a very capable hitter in the middle of this order, and he sees a fastball up in the zone, and guess what? He's allowed to take a big swing at it because he knows that back-to-back strikes most likely aren't going to be coming unless Bear Pinedo makes some adjustments.
Here's the 1-1 to Long. Swung on and missed for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count, and Bucs just 1 hit in the ball game, but we talked about the walks issued from Pinedo coming into tonight. 27 strikeouts, but 14 walks in 18 2/3, and already 3 and a hit by pitch in this ballgame. Just one hit in the inning. 1-2 delivery. Foul back to the screen. Good swing from Long.
So now after seeing 4 straight fastballs, if there's ever a spot to go back to that slider, this would be the situation too, especially with the fastballs being up in the zone. It allows that tunnel to be created for Pinedo should he be able to land something low in the zone and on the outside corner.
So see what the payoff pitch comes. Out of the stretch, the 1-2 to Long, and there's that breaking pitch, and a pop out right to Buxton, going back on it and able to make the grab. Gets a couple pop outs, but not before the Bucs tie the ball game at 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch RBIs from Carter Vanderhook and Kyle Panganaban. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Power and the Bucs knotted up at 2.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Bottom of the second here from Palm Springs Stadium as the Bucs have rallied back to add 2 after Power started their playbook with 2 runs as they've done all season long, and now the bottom of the order will be leading us off. Fred Buxton, Dalton Thomas, and Michael Gonzalez, 7, 8, 9. As Power were able to jump early on Sage Nelson, and they're hoping to do that again here. Bear Pinedo allowed just 1 hit in that inning, but 3 walks and a hit by pitch, and that's how we're knotted up at 2. Here's the first pitch to Fred Buxton, and it's missed inside 1-0. Buxton, this will be a 6-game appearance for the Palm Springs Power, 5 for 20. As the next one is a high infield pop-up on the left side just in front of the outfield grass, going back on as the shortstop, Panganaban, and he puts it away for out number 1.
Vanderhook right now is forcing early swings from a lineup that sees that the fastball doesn't have all that much movement, but also it's a double-edged sword in that situation, Jayce, because you see a lot of fastballs, you start to maybe get outside of your swing a little bit because you start to think about lifting when you know that a fastball isn't going to be the thing that beats you.
So here's Dalton Thomas, one of the 7 power hitters with at least 20 hits as he takes upstairs 1-0. Dalton Thomas has been scorching hot. Talk about what he's been able to do. His best stretch of the season, he had a 5-game hitting streak before coming in last night's ball game, and that one's in there as well. Actually, that was a defensive replacement. Didn't even record a plate appearance, so actually that hitting streak is still intact. Here's the 1-1. Upstairs, 2-1.
Well, it's not only just the hits that Dalton has started to come by, it's the swing overall. I'm joking with him yesterday, he pulled that double down the line. He said, look, I'm allowed to pull the ball again. But what that shows you is that he's able to utilize his lower half a lot better lately and allow his hands really to start flowing through the long part of the zone.
So the next one's a good breaking pitch in there. And back to even 2-2. Dalton Thomas talked about the 5-game hitting streak, 2 multi-hit games in that span as the next one's fouled off the catcher's mask. And we'll do it again at 2-2. Power this season coming in it tonight in the second inning has been historic. 50 runs scored by them, just 3 all year allowed in the second inning to opponents. But Bucs were able to break that span with 2 of their own in the top of the second. Another 2-2 with 1 out. Dalton goes the other way to right field. Coming in on his Mascaro, and he puts it away. So back-to-back pretty quick outs here in the top of the second for Michael Gonzalez.
Nelson right now is just, again, challenging with the fastball, and Dalton is going to head back to the dugout with an out. But, again, I think he's going to be okay with that at-bat because he still finds a way to stay on a breaking pitch long enough and hit it hard the other way. That's been the theme so far for at least the first 5 outs that were recorded, that these balls are being put in play and they're still being hit with some velocity just right at a couple of defenders.
Here's Michael Gonzalez, who takes way up high for ball 1. One of the PSCL players who was called up before the PSCL actually ended. So far 7 for 26, a 269 batting average. So next one is in there for strike 1, but his most important at bat, if you talk to Casey Dell, was back in that second row doubleheader game, a 1-1 ball game against these Bucs 2 days ago, and he was asked upon for a safety squeeze as that one misses inside and actually gave Power the lead in that ball game, and they were able to hold on for the lowest scoring game of the season, 2-1. Guy on the bottom of the order that can bunt the ball and do it very well as next one's fouled off at the plate, 2-2.
Since showing up, Michael has batted .269, and like you said, been a guy at the lower part of the order that's shown the ability to get on base and make things happen. Well, maybe the power might not be there. His bat-to-ball skills are above average, and that's why you've started to see him in the lineup more for Casey Dill.
2-2, puts it on the ground, couple bounces to Benganaban, fields it across, fires to first in time. Power go down the order, 1-2-3 as we head to the top of the third. Power and Bucs tied at 2.
Locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
So we're back here from Palm Springs, California for the top half of the third. Inland Valley Bucs and Power knotted up at 2. Here in the top half of the third, 4, 5, 6, middle of the order, Nick Mascaro, Ryan Ruck, and Cade Leifer. Bear Pinedo back out there for his third inning now of work. In his third start this season, worked a good first inning, just a one-out walk, was able to get out of that. And the second inning was a complete opposite as he fires a slider, missing outside 1-0. It's allowed a one-out single to Kane Leifer. Later came around to score. Then there was an error from Martin Sanchez. So only one of those runs were earned. And then 2 walks as well in that inning and a hit by a pitch as the next one misses way inside and sails to the backstop.
Mascaro is very similar to really the theme of the pregame show, which was baseball journeys. And similar to Austin Holler, starts off at Cypress College, one of the better JUCOs that are around the California area, and then found his way to Bakersfield, as we mentioned earlier, and has really had a solid baseball career now in his third years out of Orange, California.
Hitters count 2-0. Another one misses inside, 3-0. Earning 3 walks from Pinedo in just his first 2 innings of work. Had 14 coming in tonight. But we talked about it on the pregame show as well. When he's around the zone, his strikeout numbers surely rack up, and the opponent batting average as well as a 3-0 pitch right down Broadway. Count goes to 3-1.
It's these 3-0 counts that are really difficult for Bear to come back from. Yes, you can get bailed out by a couple, but making a habit out of it is just going to lead to difficult situations as the game's going to progress.
3-1. This one's a line drive, base it into left field. Goes the other way, past the diving Gonzalez, and a leadoff single for the Bucs.
That's an example right there, Jayce. The 3 fastballs that miss, and then you finally are able to land one. But guess what? That left-handed batter already, he's at a disadvantage with the left-on-left matchup. He sees the 5th straight fastball out of the same arm slot. It's going to get easier to hit. So being able to land a different pitch or get ahead early is going to be what switched the narrative for Bear Pinedo as his start goes on.
Especially the second time through the order, as here's Ryan Ruck, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out. And he takes a strike. Ryan Ruck, the designated hitter for the Bucs tonight. Another left-handed hitter. First time the Bucs have had a leadoff base runner to start an inning. 0-1 count. And that one misses outside, 1-1. And a lot of times when you're struggling to throw strikes, you have to continue to just pound that fastball. And that's when hitters are just sitting dead red. And on a 3-1 count as a hitter, Mascaro knows 90% of the time that fastball is coming. So 1-1 count, Pinedo out of the stretch, kicks and fires. Another one, fastball miss upstairs, 2-1. And it feels like a lot of his misses when it's come to that fastball has been upstairs.
I'd have to agree at that point. And in this situation with double play depth being played up the middle and Gonzalez playing close to the line at third, it opens up a really big hole. So if you are able to land it, there's a bigger hole being created on the left side of the infield.
2-1, that one misses well above the helmet of Ryan Ruck. He had to duck out of the way and a wild pitch, and Mascaro now in scoring position with still no outs.
Well, now you open up the chance for a productive out without the sacrifice bunt if you are Inland Valley. A simple ground ball up the middle or ground ball to the right side puts a man at third with less than 2 outs, and then it just turns into, can Inland Valley force something to happen and force Bear Pinedo to get them out and force their barrels to move?
Hitters count 3-1. Foul back to the screen, 3-2. A good hack there from Ruck. It's a good spot there in the zone and probably would want that pitch back. Now the count runs full to 3-2. We talked about the first 2 batters. Those were on full counts, one of them being walked. Just feels like almost every at-bat, Pinedo's been in a 3-ball count and has been behind. 3-2 count. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Gets a big strikeout, his first of the ballgame.
It's a upstairs fastball at 86, Jayce. It looks more like a 2-seam by the way it rides in and based on the swing from Ruck. And it was an uncomfortable swing high and in, but that's what the lefty-on-lefty matchup creates. A pitch that seems a whole lot closer. It cuts down the time to react, and it's a huge strikeout for Pinedo to keep the runner at second.
So here's Cade Leifer, who had the only hit through the first 2 innings until Mascaro, who's at second, singled to lead off this inning as he takes upstairs 1-0. Leifer, the first baseman here for the Bucs tonight. Talked about his junior year now for college at Johnson University. He went to Edison High School. Here's the 1-0 from Pinedo, and he misses upstairs 2-0. It feels like when you're missing upstairs a lot, whether it's the release point, you're following through as a pitcher, especially when you're trying to get a ground ball, trying to work low in the count, but just hasn't been able to do that. Hitters count here 2-0, and again missing upstairs, now 3-0.
Just doesn't look like Pinedo's ever gotten extremely comfortable as the night has progressed, whether it be landing point, whether it be release point. One little thing seems to be off, and that's why you're starting to see him be erratic around the strike zone.
3-0 count, well high for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk, and the 4th issued for Pinedo.
Well, this is why you see Julian Orozco starting to warm in the power bullpen, and he's not going to be able to give much length either. We'll talk about him once he comes in, but He's going to be on a little bit of a pitch count tonight, still rehabbing his way back from an arm injury last summer. For Power fans that are joining in from last summer, yes, it is that Julian Orozco. He pitched to the tune of a sub-1.5 ERA, was really relied upon, ate a lot of innings for Casey Dill in the championship season. And Casey said this is a guy that we wanted to bring in to kind of be one of the last pieces to really tie this thing together that's been in these playoff games really late in the season. A Long Beach State bounce back, has played his second season at UC Riverside, and next season will be heading to Cal Baptist and become a Lancer. So a guy with Division I experience, he is, but at the same time, still not going to be able to give you as much length as you'd want as a middle reliever.
Yeah, and we saw in one of the road doubleheaders, that was a second game, we saw a right-hander sidearmer, Cale Madison, as well make his debut for Power, and that was a guy that Casey Dill actually told us before that doubleheader. That was a guy, they had a pro tryout, had a lot of those players, whether it was from Power, whether it was from PSCL, a pro tryout at the College of the Desert campus where manager Sam DiMatteo and Casey Dill and Reed Santos are all involved there as the coaching staff, and really liked the sidearmer and really wanted to see him in a game. And I mean, pitched really well, 2 innings in that doubleheader. That 2-1 close victory. Just allowed 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts out of the 7 hitters that he faced. So first and second, 1 out for Martin Sanchez. Takes upstairs 1-0. He was that hitter that reached on that air from Michael Gonzalez. Later came around to score that second run back in the last inning. Power and Bucs tied at 2. Here's the 1-0. Both runners on the move. A double steal and a fake throw from Reyes. So he's just going to decide to eat it. And both runners got good jumps and now in scoring position.
That's a wise pump from Alonso. Not only are you missing out of the zone sometimes, but when you are missing out of the zone, all of your concentration is focused on your mechanics and finding the zone. You completely forget that there's runners on the base paths, and it was a smart move by Rick Vanderhook to make sure he put that play on and stay out of the double play.
So another pitch, that time missed outside, and now 3-0 with an open base. Wouldn't be the worst thing to just walk this hitter and get a force that inning back. Second and third, 1 out. Here's the 3-0. And that one catches the outside corner to Sanchez, 3-1. Just a lot of 3-ball counts from Pinedo and just hasn't found a lot of success early in counts as far as pumping those strikes. And now a balk issued from Pinedo, and that's going to get the go-ahead run in. So that's Mascaro scoring the go-ahead run, and now Leifer advancing to third, and that just can't happen if you're Pinedo.
Look, you live with the leadoff single from Mascaro. He's a very talented hitter, but the free pass to Leifer and the double steal leads to a balk, and now you're really questioning whether Inland Valley really has earned these runs, and now it just turns into a case for Martin Sanchez where all he has to do is put a ground ball in the middle of the field, and this becomes a 2-run ball game, and the Power are going to go back to the bat racks trailing.
Yeah, infield playing back here as the 3-1 count was fouled off. Now a full count here to Sanchez. Runner at third, 1 out. 3-2. Upstairs for ball 4. 5th walk of the game for Pinedo. And the free passes just keep on coming for the Bucs.
Well, not only 5 walks, you also have a hit by pitch and a balk in there now. So really, when you count up the base paths right now, you've given up over 10 free base paths. And in a playoff game in this situation, I'm going to say playoff game because we're in the stretch of that part of the season, Jayce, where close games are really going to mean the difference as you come down the stretch of the season.
First pitch is swung on and missed from Dylan Nieto. 0-1. He walked in his first at bat, but was stranded at third last inning. It's just hard as a defense when you have a pitcher in Pinedo that really just hasn't thrown any strikes and just hasn't really attacked the zone to where you can work. 0-1 count. Swung on and missed for strike 2. So back-to-back heaters where he's challenged Nieto and now gets ahead 0-2.
Well, these heaters aren't where he has been at the 88s and the 89s. That one coming in at 84. But if it takes taking off a little velocity in order to be more consistent with your mechanics, so be it, and that's where Pinedo's going to have to live.
0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Goes to the high cheese. 3 straight fastballs and a strikeout for out number 2.
This is an example of minimizing, and it's not a crazy sequence. It's challenge, challenge, challenge with 3 straight fastballs. And the difference there, and I don't want to sound too basic in describing it, Jayce, but they're in the zone and they're up in the zone, hard to hit. And that's why you're going to get those swings and misses, and that's where Bear Pinedo's going to be at his best.
So 2 outs, still runners on the corners for the Bucs, and first pitch just swung on a miss from Carter Vanderhook. So 4 straight pitches, all misses from the Bucs hitters. So Pinedo's been able to find the zone, and it's just been all fastballs and all late swings. And we talked about it. When he is around the zone, he can definitely rack up the strikeouts. 0-1 count, swung on and missed for strike 2. 5 straight pitches, 5 straight swing and misses, and 1 pitch away from getting out of the jam. Bucs did take the lead here in this inning, a 3-2 lead now by a balk issued. And now both runners are going, and a step off, and now the runner's going to pull home, and the throw is offline. It goes to the backstop. Scoring his leaper all the way to third will be the runner first to third, Martin Sanchez.
And I thought that Coach Vanderhook would put something on like this where Pinedo hasn't shown the ability to be able to manage multiple situations at once today, and you get the step off and he avoids the balk. That's great. But at the same time, there's a lot of pitchers, for whatever reason, it's hard to differentiate a throwing motion on the windup and out of the stretch than it is just playing catch. And it's taking advantage of something they see in the scouting report, and it leads to a run and a 2-run lead, and there's still more ducks out on the pond for Inland Valley now.
So an 0-2 count with 2 outs. 0-2 on the inside corner for strike 3. He does strike out all 3 hitters to get him out in this inning, but not before allowing 2 more. As we head to the home half of the third, Power trailing the Bucs 4-2. Home half of the third from Palm Springs Stadium. The Inland Valley Bucs lead the Palm Springs Power 4-2. As Power will play from behind for the first time tonight. They started with the early 2-0 lead in the first. Bucs answered right back with 2 runs, and then were shut out in the home half of the second, and then Bucs were getting added with 2 more. Best part of the order to try and get back in this ball game. Top of the order, second time through the order. Eli Brown, Aiden Torek, Noah Blythe, 1 through 3. Nelson out there back for his 3rd inning of work. First one, fastball misses high, 1-0. Brown 0 for 1 with a line out to right. Eli Brown entering tonight, 7 for his last 11 in his last 3 games. As the next one does catch the knees, 1-1. That included a double, triple, 4 runs in the last 3 games, but obviously most of that work was from his historic game that he had last night. 1-1 count. That's a pitch on the outside that misses 2-1.
I mentioned Eli Brown's aggressiveness in his first at-bat, and the second time through against a younger pitcher, this is a good spot for him to sit dead red if he likes something inner half.
2-1 count. Goes the other way down the left field line. That's a fair ball. That's extra bases written all over it. Digging for second is Eli Brown, and he's going to put the brakes on there. A leadoff stand-up double for Eli Brown.
It just seems like every time the Power are down in a situation or need something big to happen, they rely on the top of their order. And Eli Brown has had his fingerprints all over that situation all season long. His 8th double of the season, and I thought it would be middle in, but this is on the outer part of the plate, and Brown has shown the ability to go the other way with consistency throughout the season, and now you have the two biggest run producers in a game where you're trailing by 2. So now the Power are looking a lot better than they did a couple of minutes ago.
So now Aiden Torek will stand in. Torek 0 for 1 with a ground out, one of the best RBI hitters in the Power lineup. Big hole on the right side. Now the second baseman shifts back in his normal depth, and the first bench is a check swing. They're going to check if he went, and he did. It's a good breaking pitch to start the at-bat, and Torek behind 0-1. Aiden Torek second on the team in RBIs with 28, only trailing Noah Blythe with 36. 0-1 count here to Torek. The St. Mary's product. Next one, another slider, misses outside, 1-1.
This is the first batter we've really seen from Sage Nelson that has leaned on his breaking balls early in the count, and it's for good reason with the way that Torek's hands work. He's so good at getting to those fastballs in the inside corner.
They're working outside all his first at bat and continue to do that as the next one, foul to the right side. That time went to the heater. And now a 1-2 count to Torek. Torek with 14 extra base hits, 9 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs. He also homered in the first 2 out of the first 5 Power games where he left the yard. 1-2 count to Torek. That one in the dirt, that's going to get away. A wild pitch, advancing to third is Eli Brown.
The same way we see wild pitches be the theme of the top half of the inning, it comes back the other way, and now the same way Inland Valley had the chance in the top half of the inning, Torek doesn't need to hit a ball in the gap. It would be great if he did, but it's not going to take much to score a run. All it's going to take is something in the middle of the field.
It was an overthrown fastball at 83, and the count's even at 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Nelson delivers, and that's a ball put in play. Just sticks the bat, and this might be a hit. Sprinting to first, and it's in there. And scoring on the play is Eli Brown. A ball off the end of the bat, barely got a piece of it. And able to get an infield single and an RBI.
You think that's the shortest infield single RBI that Aiden Torek's ever had in his life? I mean, we said that he didn't have to hit anything hard. I don't think he meant anything, that not well struck, but he'll take it. RBIs come in many shapes and forms. Another example for Aiden Torek, who's just building himself back up after missing a couple of games. It's a huge run for the Power to get back there.
So here's Noah Blythe. Takes the pitch outside, 1-0 on the 84 fastball. And, we talked about the right part of the order to get back on this ballgame. 2 batters into this inning, they've already gotten a run, and the tying run at first with no outs. Torek faked like he was going to go. The next one misses outside as well, 2-0.
And if you're Noah Blythe right here, up in the zone, and you can sit on something when you have a guy that is dominating with the fastball. Not dominating is not the right word, but leading with the fastball. You know you're going to get another one, so Noah's able to sit dead red and find a pitch he likes.
2-0, swung on and missed for strike 1. It's a good fastball in the lower quadrant of the zone at 85. So able to locate that 2-0 well, and you almost knew if there was a pitch anywhere close, Noah Blythe was going to pull the trigger on that swing as that one pickoff attempt over to first, but Torek gets back easily. Power so far, 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors, however. Bucs 4 runs on 2 hits and 1 error. 2-1 count, and that one again, slider misses outside and just hasn't really had a feel for that pitch in this inning. And now a 3-1 count.
You can escape with that happening to you one time through the order. But the second time through the order against a team that's seen you and now has a sense of what your scouting report is, now you're asking for trouble if you are Sage Nelson.
3-1, the runner's on the move. Doesn't matter. Up and away for ball 4. So Blythe will draw the walk, and first and second, no one out for Andrew Rivas.
Martin Sanchez is going to go out and have a word with Nelson now, as there is some action going in the bullpen for Inland Valley. We didn't expect for Nelson to give a ton of length tonight before we spoke with the game with Coach Vanderhook, but Rivas now is in a spot where he can also pick out a pitch he likes. He's in the middle of the order. He has Alonso Reyes protecting him on deck. And Casey Dill hasn't shown the need to go small ball in this spot. It's way too early in the game. You're only trailing by 1 run. You've shown the ability to put up runs against this pitching staff, but Rivas has to make sure that whatever this at-bat is, it advances a runner, or even better, driving in a runner, so that the offense can start to pass the baton and get things going.
And for the Bucs, who have already faced this Power team for the 4th time this week, one more time next week on Wednesday. So 5 times within a week after the doubleheader that started on Thursday on the road at Cal Poly Pomona. They know what this offense is capable of, is a big swing and a miss on a breaking pitch as Rivas went fishing and the count's 0-1. 2 out of the 3 games so far, Power have scored double-digit runs, 14-0 in game 1 of the doubleheader. They won 2-1 in that second game, and then 13-7 home here last night. Next pitch to Rivas. He puts it on the ground to the right side. This could be 2 to second for 1. That's the only play. It was a good athletic play from the first baseman here for the Bucs and Cade Leifer to get the runner at second.
Oh, not only is it I qualify it as a great play. He's falling backwards, and that's not a play that a first baseman practices. You practice the one in front of the base where you clear a lane on the inside half. You rarely work on the one deep along the infield, and not only throwing on the run, throwing sidearm. He's still able to make a good throw to Panganaban, and that's a huge out for Inland Valley. They're probably okay with giving up this run at third, but it prevents the bases from being loaded with no outs.
So here's Reyes attacking first pitch and fouling that off to the left side. He had that RBI single that drove in the first run of the ball game from the first inning triple, Noah Blythe. Noah Blythe scoring his 36th run. Now leads in that category alone as well as the next one sails outside, 1-1. And what you've seen from Sage Nelson, fastball's been in the mid-80s, 84, 85, 83. But again, just not really throwing that secondary pitches for strikes. And then you know as a hitter, you're just going to be swinging at that fastball. The next one was in on the hands, little check swing, accidental swing, and that goes to the left side. So now a 1-2 count here to Alonso Reyes. Still just 1 out in the inning, runners on the corners. Power trailing the Bucs 4-3 here in the home half of the third. Do have bullpen movement as well for the Pirates. We'll get to that in a second as there's a base hit right through the 5-6 hole. Another RBI single for Alonso Reyes, and he continues to stay hot. 5 hits in the last game, in the last 12 innings.
You guys start to think that Alonso would prefer there to be 2 strikes right now. That's where he's had a lot of his success. And using the other half of the field, we know that he can pull the ball. We know he can go up the middle. It's always that last part of the swing that comes late for hitters, and Alonso has shown the ability to do that over the course of the last couple of days, and really the second half of the season. You got to be happy for him and got to be even happier that the Power have knotted it all even now.
So first and second, 1 out. Power, what they've done all season long, and that's already jumping back into the ballgame after trailing by 2. They've done that, and first pitch misses outside Austin Holler.
The one thing about this offense right now, Jayce, is you cannot get comfortable. Your pitching situation is not as strong as you'd like it to be in terms of depth. So 4 runs is not going to win this game. 5 runs might not win this game. You have to continue to add on as the game goes on.
So the next one's a pitch around the knees and gets the call. That was a good pitch. Couldn't have thrown that any better. Right on the lower outside quadrant. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a fastball at 84. 1-1 here to Holler. Trying to drive in the go-ahead run. 1-1. That one sails high and outside. 2-1. There's a slider there. Trying to get that late movement to it, but that one wouldn't go in the zone. Austin with another multi-hit game last night for him. Leads Power with 15 of those this summer. Here's the 2-1 count, and Holler puts a charge in a 1 to pretty deep center field, and going back on it, still carrying, but able to make the grab is Jared Hawking. Looked like a routine fly ball off the bat, but then it just kept carrying, and Hawking had to keep going back on it.
It's interesting to watch how the stadium has started to play a little different than it did at the beginning of the season. You're seeing the ball carry out into the power alleys a lot more, and it was nearly impossible for any guy in this lineup, even factoring in the Noah Blythes of the world, to get it out there. But Austin still puts a decent charge into it, even though it's not his hardest hit ball, and nearly had an extra base hit.
So 2 outs and a mound visit for Rick Vanderhook, the manager. And we'll see if this is it. There was a right-hander, number 43, warming up for the Bucs. So we'll see here if this is all from the right-hander, Sage Nelson. And they just made the call of the bullpen, and that will be it for Sage Nelson. So runners will still be at first and second. They'll be charged to his name, and we'll be right back to introduce the new right-hander from the Bucs as Power have tied up the ball game 4-4.
Two-thirds.
All right, we're back here in the home half of the third. New right-hander on for the Bucs. Going to be the right-hander, Madden MacArthur. Coming in to be asked upon for the Bucs to try and give him some length here. Now in a 4-4 ball game. First pitch he delivers. That's a fastball on the outer black for strike 1. That one at 87.
Madden MacArthur has really upped his fastball over the last 2 years. In his junior year of high school, he was sitting 82, and he runs that up to 87.
The next one is fouled back to the screen at 86 and quickly getting ahead 0-2. Here to Fred Buxton. Buxton 0 for 1 with a pop out is short. Just finished high school, going to Beloit College. Here's the 0-2 count. That one sails outside, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 count. Another slider. That one ran outside. Pretty good movement to the pitch, but able to hold up his swing was Buxton.
This is the third pitcher over the last 24 hours that is a 2024 high school graduate, and it's a big spot.
As a 2-2 is in there for strike 3. Gets the strikeout out of the pen, and that will limit the damage and retire the side. We're all done here through 3 innings from Palm Springs Stadium. Power and the Bucs knotted up 4-4.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium, a 4-4 game between the Inland Valley Bucs and the Palm Springs Power. We are so lucky to be joined up here in the booth from Jessica Bowser, the Vice President of the Desiree Strong Foundation. Jessica, y'all are out here as a part of Cancer Awareness Night here at the ballpark. It seems like it's been a great event so far, but we want to welcome you in, and thanks so much for taking some time.
Thank you for having us tonight.
It's been a good time so far. What has been your first really impressions of what we've been able to do for y'all tonight in terms of recognizing this? We have the silent auction going throughout the game. So what's been some of the coolest things that you've been able to see?
Some of the really cool things have been the people that we've met. We met one of your employees, actually, whose sister is fighting pediatric cancer, so we were able to give him some resources, and some of our families are out here, and to give them that opportunity, throwing out the first pitch, I think it's great. It's really about raising awareness.
And we're so happy that you guys are out here just pushing this message that strikes into the hearts of millions across the country. There's a new pitcher on the mound for the Power. Julian Orozco. We'll tell you more about him as the inning progresses. It's his second summer this season in Palm Springs as he finishes up his warm-up pitches. Jessica, when you think about what people may not know about your foundation, just give us really the basics of how this foundation started, what you guys are currently working on now.
Sure. So our foundation started before the foundation started, Desiree Ava Grace Cicinelli was diagnosed with stage 4 neuroblastoma, which is a rare form of pediatric cancer, and we don't have a children's hospital out here. So her and her family have to drive to Loma Linda. They went to Texas. They went to New York to get the treatment that they needed, and there really wasn't any child-based pediatric cancer foundations out here, so we really relied on our community. Unfortunately, she passed away in 2016, 2 years after she was diagnosed, and we took the rest of the money that we had raised, and so we were able to help other families. So there's no children's hospital out here, so they have to drive to CHLA, to Loma Linda, to Chalk. So we're able to help other local families that went through what Desi's family went through. So we help with gas cards, food cards, travel, car repairs, things like that.
And it's really a story that we've been told the first part of it. I want to make sure the audience knew. It's a 1-1 pitch right now to Jared Honking. The third pitch to him is out of the zone, 2-1. And when you think about it, so it's a reactive thing about how this foundation started. So how have y'all become proactive since then in terms of helping these families that have now had the chance to be affected by your foundation?
So we really just rely on the community. A lot of the referrals come from our local school districts. A lot of the kids, obviously they're school-age kids, so they go to the school to find out what resources they have around the valley. And we have a couple of events that we do around the valley. We used to have a basketball tournament and a golf tournament. Unfortunately, they didn't survive COVID. So our big annual event is the Run Walk for Kids. It's a 5K. It's really fun. All the kids come out. People that are athletes, people that aren't athletes. It's a really good time for the whole family, and we usually have it in February. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, family fun and family activities is really what we're all based upon here. This is bounced up the middle over the glove of Fred Buxton, and it'll get into center field. Jared Honking is on for a leadoff base runner for Inland Valley. We'll wait for an official ruling. They're going to give it an error on Buxton. So the leadoff man is on, 4-4, top of 4 in Palm Springs. EJ Sanchez, joined by Jessica Bowser up here in the booth, the vice president of the Desi Foundation, part of Cancer Awareness Night. And when you talk about the events that you're able to put on, like you said, the tournaments that aren't here anymore, but now these, what are some of the other ideas that you guys have started to build upon in the foundation in order not only to bring more awareness, but to increase the volunteer work as well?
We do have, so September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and that's when, a month after school starts. So we have a fundraiser that we do called Coin Wars. So all the local schools that want to participate, we provide them with all of the supplies, and they basically donate pennies, nickels, dimes, and they compete against each other's classes, compete against schools, and it really helps raise awareness. We have gold out games at the high schools for the football games and the baseball games. So really it's about, like I said, raising awareness. And it's important for people to understand that of all the government funding for cancer research, only 4% goes to pediatric cancer.
Wow.
So these kids are getting drugs that were created for adults and haven't changed since the 50s, 60s, 70s. Meanwhile, adult cancer cures and treatments are coming out daily.
And after the stolen base by Honking, he's off of second. And it's crazy that you say that to me. I mean, this is news to me. And you mentioned one of our colleagues here with the Power is in this situation. There's numbers you don't think about. And that's why I'm glad that not only you, but all of your foundation is really pushing this forward. And just getting the chance to talk to you right now, it seems like it's really based in community. And I'm glad we'll be able to touch on this as we continue. It's 2-1 to Kyle Panganiban, who's 0 for 1. He takes a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike, and the scoreboard was just a tad off. It's actually a called strike 3, so it's the first strikeout for Julian Orozco, and it'll send up Jake Long, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts. Jessica, when you talk about the community and the volunteers that y'all continue to bring in, how can people in Palm Springs and just really around the community in general get involved with the Desi Foundation?
Sure. We have several different volunteer opportunities. We also have opportunities for school-age kids, especially high schoolers, to get their community service hours in, whether it's volunteering at an event, making ribbons, pediatric cancer awareness ribbons, spreading awareness throughout the community, and like I said, at events, and really just raising awareness, really, and just telling people about our foundation and about the resources that we have available for the people in the Valley.
Well, absolutely. And also having the younger audience be able to help out with that, I'm sure it's only going to push the narrative forward, and especially because that's what it's about. And it's a 0-1 pitch that misses inside to Jake Long. Jared Honking led off the inning, reaching on an error, and then stole second. So there's 1 out and 1 on, 4-4 game between the Bucs and the Power in Julian Orozco's first inning of work. He set at the belt, high leg kick delivery, swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. So we now have the information on how to get involved. What really has been the message, at least in your communications with us as the Power, in terms of speaking and putting this night on really for y'all to bring it to the ballpark?
Right. We really appreciate the opportunity to come out here, obviously, and everybody knows someone that has been affected by cancer. When it happens to a kid, it's kind of on a whole nother level. But just our appreciation for you guys letting us come out here and raise awareness.
It's been great to have y'all out here. This has been one of the bigger days that we've had planned. After Jake Long strikes out, so now 2 outs, and there's 2 outs in the top of the fourth, back-to-back strikeouts. We've been really excited for this day. I know Chris Rosenthal, one of our marketing interns, who has been able to put this night on with the silent auction. He's been planning for weeks, and it really is a day that makes you sit back and understand the grand scope of things that we have going on. So that's why, again, we're really glad that you guys are out here. There's a stoppage on the field as Dwayne Bergman is being tended to by our athletic trainers, and it looks like he's going to need to be tended to, and we're still up here. It means we have time to talk about the night. So we have all the background. What's it been like at the stadium tonight? All these weeks of planning, and now it finally comes to a head.
You know, it's been really an amazing opportunity. It is a little bit warm, but that's what we expect in the desert. So there are some misters, some nice breeze happening out here. But it's been really great. We've been getting kids over to do some arts and crafts and make some ribbons, and it's been great.
And this might be a layup question, but I do have to ask because in a position that you're in, there's so many rewarding things about what you are doing for this organization. Is there a story that you'd like to share, like maybe one of the more rewarding ones where you had an interaction or an event happen that really made you sit back and say, yes, this is what I'm supposed to be doing?
Really, anytime that we get a new family, it's devastating, but it really brings us a lot of pride and joy and happiness to be able to help those families when they don't really know where to turn. You know, there's only so many government resources, but it really is truly amazing to be able to help people.
As you said, the 4%, I mean, I feel bad that I looked at you and my eyebrows shot up, and I was really taken aback by it because, you know, you don't understand until you're informed. And if I'm reading this conversation between you and I correctly, that's what this is really all about, is being informed and finding ways to help, even if it's just by volunteer work, or you said there's an opportunity to do it financially with the Desi Foundation as well.
Yeah, you can. We're looking for donations of any type. We also have a therapy doll that has a bald head, a portacath, which is one of the most traumatic things for the kids when they have to get accessed. It's a surgical procedure where they get the chemo. So this doll is bald. She was molded after Desi's likeness, bald head, removable portacath, and it really is a great therapy doll that we provide free to kids all over the country. So they just have to fill out a small form, and we send it out, no questions asked.
How proud are you of the foundation? I say proud very loosely because, again, it's such a devastating situation. You don't want to work with a lot of people, but a lot of people are in need of your services. How proud are you of this foundation to take Desi's story and be able to build this foundation to where it is today?
It really is rewarding, and the name of the foundation, Desiree Strong Foundation, and that's one of our mottos, is to help other families be Desi Strong. So really, if when she was fighting, everybody saw her on the news, everybody remembered her, and even now, just when you look at her picture, she just warms your heart and brings light to your eyes. And so to be able to spread that joy and help people financially and everything that we're doing, it really is great. And teaching the kids around our valley to do the same thing. We've had some of the kids that we've helped when they were younger grow up to come back and volunteer and give back to other families.
We're joined by Jessica Bowser, the Vice President of the Desi Strong Foundation. In the top of the fourth, Dwayne Bergman was being tended to by a member of the athletic training staff for Palm Springs, and he is trotted off the field. So this might be a situation where we get a new umpire on the mound. As it stands right now, it's a 4-4 game between the Bucs and the Power. In the first inning, the Bucs went quietly. They added on 2 in the second, 2 in the third. The Power added 2 in the first and 2 in the third. And that's where we stand right now at 4-4. Reed Santos talking right now with Julian Orozco and really trying to get him going on his mechanics and try to keep him in a rhythm as we're dealing with hopefully a very mild situation for Dwayne Bergman. Stu Gibbs, should he not be able to continue, would most likely go behind the plate. But Jessica, it gives us more time to talk about the Desi Strong Foundation. We've answered a lot of questions. It's a very serious matter, but it's a very rewarding case that you have, as we've talked about. What would you say to anybody that doesn't know where to turn right now, and if they're able to listen to this, how can they get involved and how can they reach your services?
Sure, they can reach us at desistrong.org. They can donate. Any dollar amount is appreciated. You can sponsor a Desi Strong doll either anonymously, or if you know someone and you want to directly sponsor that, you can do that as well. Like I said, we're always looking for people to share us on social media and just really raise awareness.
So we talked about the events that'll go on later on in the year. We talked about the 5K that already happened in February. Those are big events. What are the small things right now that you guys are doing leading up over maybe the next coming months in terms of, it could be announcements, it could be social media? Where can we find the Desi Strong Foundation to learn more?
You can find Desi Strong Foundation on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We do have small painting events throughout the year. We call it Painting with Desi. We have an artist come out. It's a small fee. You get everything. All you have to do is pay the fee, and then you get all the supplies needed. You get the easel, the paintbrushes, an apron, and they walk you through painting your very own masterpiece. So it's a lot of fun for adults and kids. So we try to do those throughout the year. Then we have the Coin Wars, where we raise awareness and raise money for a cure. And then we have the Run Walk. And we also have a family bowling night where we invite all of the families that we're helping so that they can all just take a deep breath and let loose and play bowl with other people in their same situation.
And that sounds so great. And at least I can tell from what you've been talking about, those small pockets of being able to just sit back and enjoy, what's in front of you. It really is. It makes somebody like me look back and think to how grateful and we all should be for every day. And, that's another reason why we're really glad to have you out here. And really the whole organization. What's been the response from the rest of the organization, everybody else that's been able to make it out to the ballpark in terms of how tonight has gone for you?
Oh, it's been great. The silent auction is just an amazing opportunity to raise more awareness and to raise some funds for us. We saw some familiar faces that maybe didn't realize we would be out here, so that's awesome. And it's really a great night. It's cooled off a little bit, so It's really been nice.
Oh, trust me, the Misters are starting to find their way in here too. We're going to get taken care of as the night progresses. We're in the top of the fourth. EJ Sanchez joined by Jessica Bowser, the vice president of the Desiree Strong Foundation, as a part of Cancer Awareness Night at the ballpark. We've had silent auctions throughout the night, autographed souvenirs, and right now we're dealing with a little bit of a medical situation as Dwayne Berkman, the home plate umpire, has exited the field. And we're starting to get a replacement umpire onto the field. Stu Gibbs most likely is going to go behind the plate. And it's a 4-4 game in the top of the fourth. Jessica, do you look forward to maybe collaborating with the Power more in the future in terms of how tonight has gone? And what can you envision in terms of partnership with the Power in the years to come?
Absolutely. We're, like I said, we're honored and blessed that you guys would invite us out here, and we would definitely like to partner with you guys in the future. Maybe do a gold out game in September if you have games going on in September. I think it's huge. Everybody knows, everybody's been affected by cancer, as I said, and everybody knows what the pink ribbon means. It stands for breast cancer. The gold ribbon stands for pediatric cancer. So we're trying to get as much backing behind that and be as noticeable or as recognizable as the pink ribbon.
And exactly, that's what I was just going to talk about. Somebody sees a pink ribbon near the fall, and you see all the attention that it gets, and there's no, in a topic as serious as cancer is, you would like for all these colors to be recognizable, and I think that's what you're going for when you're talking about the gold ribbon. And I'm sure talking to the folks in the Winter League where the stadium is able to host baseball games, I'm sure there's outings that the organization can really pair with you guys. It sounds like there's a lot of opportunities on the horizon as these months will start to walk by. I'm not the creative director. I can only throw out my ideas and see how they go. But it sounds like you guys have a good direction, and it's going to be really interesting to watch, and it'd be very rewarding to watch. I know already the Desiree Strong Foundation and the 8 to 10 minutes that you and I have been able to talk has gained a supporter in myself, and hopefully anybody else that's listening. We couldn't be more grateful that tonight worked out the way it did.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And again, it's desistrong.org. You can find us on the web. You can find us on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Facebook. And if anything, even if you can't donate even $1, just share our social media story, share Desi's story, and help us keep raising awareness and spreading the word that we're here. And we're a fully volunteer-based organization. We are a nonprofit, but none of us get paid a salary, so we're able to donate 98% of the money back to the families that we're helping.
Yeah, these nonprofit organizations. We had Hometown Heroes Night yesterday with the firefighters, teachers, and first responders all getting recognized, and now people who work in nonprofits such as yourself also. Basically, I'm just calling this weekend Heroes Weekend at this point when you talk about everybody that we've gotten to honor. EJ Sanchez joined by Jessica Bowser in the top of the fourth. In this game between the Inland Valley Bucs and the Palm Springs Power, we're still dealing with an unfortunate situation with Dwayne Bergman having to exit the game. We do have a replacement umpire in the field talking with Julian Orozco. And Orozco has come in, and after a leadoff base runner, he has struck out the 2 and 3 men in the order of Kyle Panganaban and Jake Long. So we'll step aside just for a quick moment on the Power Baseball Broadcasting Network. 4-4 in the top of the fourth. We'll step aside. Be back in 60 seconds.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, Rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Back out here to Palm Springs in the top of the fourth inning, E.J. Sanchez. Now with a new special guest. We're going to pivot a little bit. Jessica Bowser, the vice president of the Desiree Strong Foundation, gave us some great time, some great information, and now we're joined by her daughter, Michaela McWhorter. Thank you so much for joining us. She's going to throw on a headset and talk about it. Michaela, talk to us a little bit about your story with Desiree Strong. I got the information a couple moments ago that you were friends with Desi back when you guys were 4 years old. I mean, her diagnosis. Take me through what this journey has been like for you, too.
Okay, so when we were about 4, we went to TK together at the Learning Tree. And
so just talk about, like, y'all's friendship. I understand, like, this is a tough situation. It is, but you guys are doing so much good with Desi's name right on the front. Talk about how good that makes you feel.
yeah, so it actually makes me feel so much better being able to help out, knowing that she passed away at such a young age and that we couldn't have that really strong bond. But I'm glad I met her because then I wouldn't be here.
I'm sure it has shaped you in multiple ways, and we're so glad to have you, not only you, but your mom out here for a really good night. What's been the experience tonight for you? We've had the silent auction. I'm sure you've gotten to meet a lot of different people, introduce people. Talk about what just the last couple of hours has been like.
We met a couple of kids with cancer, and I was able to help them. I was able to tell them where resources are, and we're able to get them Desi dolls for free if they are struggling. And there was a guy who came, and he said that his sister was struggling, so we were able to give him the number and some other resources.
And I'm sure when the night started, if you guys were able to really help one person, it would have been fulfilling. But the fact that you guys have been able to help out multiple today, I'm sure that just makes things a lot happier for you guys. It makes tonight all worth it.
Yeah.
I'm glad. So it looks like we're about to be ready for baseball. Michaela McWhorter, the daughter of Jessica Bowser, the vice president of the Desiree Strong Foundation, joining us up here in the booth. The first pitch after about 20-minute break in the action to Nicholas Mascaro is outside for a ball. Michaela, what do you want to do with the Desiree Strong Foundation as you continue to get older? You're incredibly young. You have so much that you can still give. What do you want to do in terms of the foundation and how you can continue to help your mom with this?
We have a bunch of fundraisers, so I'm hoping in the future we can have a bunch more.
Fundraisers and events like this, I'm sure, can only help the organization. It's 2-0 right now to Nicholas Mascaro as Hawking's leading off of second base. The ball is downstairs, ball 3. And as the night continues to go on, do you think that this could be a fun event that you guys can do in future years as well?
Yeah, of course.
It seems like you guys have had a lot of great connections already made tonight. And I can tell as Mascaro was going to take a 4-pitch walk and trot down to first, I can tell, Michaela, that what you and your mom are doing is really fulfilling. Just talk about how good it makes you feel in these situations where this is usually, I'm going to say this, it's usually a grown-up thing to do, but you're such a young kid and you have an impact on this. Talk about how good that has made you feel.
It makes me feel so good knowing that even at such a young age that I can help kids my age when they're battling.
Absolutely. And, you know, I'm in awe of you right now. I'm a grown man, and the fact that you guys have dedicated so much time to this, it really is impressive to watch. It's 1-0 right now to Ryan Rutsch, the left-hander. Orozco trying to get out of a fourth inning that started about 25 minutes ago. He's behind 2-0. So what else do you like to do outside of the foundation? Are you a big sports person? Are you really based in the chair? Just talk to us just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I've been playing volleyball ever since 4th grade, and my sister joined with me, and we play at Shadow Hills High School.
Okay. So big athlete as well going into it. Would you like to continue to do that as you get older as well?
Yeah, I hope I can continue to also senior year.
Okay. So it's a 3-0 pitch. It's outside, and it's called a strike by the new home plate umpire, Stu Gibbs. Dwayne Bergman no longer able to be in the game behind home plate. And, Michaela, we'll let you go, but really the last thing I have to say is, what do you say to kids out there right now who might be dealing with a situation close to Desi? How important is it to surround those people with support, as you did so well for Desi?
So much, because our Desi dolls have the porta couch, and it helps a lot with other kids knowing that they're not alone.
And it's been inspirational to talk to you about it throughout this inning, as Orozco will get out of the inning, strike 3. Jessica, Michaela, thank you guys so much for joining us up here. I know it was a little more time than we originally bargained for, but let me speak on behalf of the Power and everybody who has been able to host you guys tonight. That thank you for what you're doing. Everybody's been able to grab the information for the Desiree Strong Foundation. We hope to see this partnership continue in future years, and good luck with the foundation and everything you may continue to do.
Thank you for having us.
There's something winning in the agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Hey Power Baseball fans, looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice, so get started today.
Think of the highest quality you can imagine. Now, think higher.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $29.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Bottom of the 4th as Dalton Thomas steps to the plate. 8-9-1 scheduled to hit for Palm Springs. They're deadlocked 4-4 with the Inland Valley Bucs. And we were so honored to have Michaela and Jessica in the top half of that 4th inning. Just really talking about the Desiree Strong Foundation. We'll be sure to give you details on that as the game progresses. Dalton squares around a bunt. Doesn't matter. It's called a strike anyway on the outside corner. In the second complete inning of work for Madden MacArthur, he came in to relieve Sage Nelson, who went 3 2/3 innings, giving up 4 runs on 5 hits. Second pitch to Dalton is just outside by about 6 inches, and it's even at 1-1.
Yeah, pretty long time waiting, obviously with the umpire delay for MacArthur.
Thomas sees the 1-1 and sees it go across the outside portion of the plate for a strike. It's 1-2. Dalton lined down to right field his first time in the second. The Power 4 runs on 5 hits tonight. They've committed 3 errors. 2 of those runs have been put on the scoreboard for Inland Valley, and that's why the score is as it sits. This next pitch is in the dirt for a ball, blocked behind the plate by Martin Sanchez. Julian Orozco was able to navigate his 1 inning with a 20-minute delay in between. And has given his offense an opportunity to take the lead. 2-2 pitch is hit towards the right side. Nicholas Mascaro giving it chase, and it'll bounce and take a hop over the fence and get out of play.
Yeah, Cade Leafer did all he could. Obviously a ball that bounced around where he could have had it, but obviously tough play there by the fence down the right field line in foul territory. And Leafer didn't have a great feel for where the fence was, or he might have had a chance at it.
Dalton on a 5-game hitting streak dating back to last week. He's been swinging the bat a lot better, has consistently gotten on base throughout the season. And a 2-2 pitch just misses outside, and he's worked the count full. Michael Gonzalez waits on deck. Should he reach, Eli Brown would be next. Second time through the order for Palm Springs. MacArthur set at the belt, delivers home. The 3-2 is covered and sent back to the screen by DT, and will do it again full count.
Yeah, we talked about one thing that Dalton Thomas has done well this season, and that's, working counts. He's a guy who draws a lot of walks in the bottom of the order. It's always working counts, and it feels like he's in a full count in almost every plate appearance.
Another payoff pitch to Thomas. Sends it to the right side, sneaks through for a base hit. Make it 6 straight games with a base hit for Dalton Thomas, the leadoff man on in the bottom of the 4th, as the Power look to take the lead against the Bucs.
That was a great swing for Dalton Thomas, a pitch on the outer half of the plate, and he just sends it that way to the right side for an oppo base hit right there, and both times now he's sent it to right field and hit it hard the first time, lined out. That time gets a base hit right there.
Panganaban was the beneficiary of a ground out by Gonzalez in his first at-bat in the second. Gonzalez squares around to bunt. He bunts it back to the screen. He's down 0-1. Michael really one of those guys that carries himself with a quiet confidence, Jayce, since being brought up from the PSCL, doing double duty for half the season, playing for the Blue Sox and Reed Santos, and has been a trusted infielder for Casey Dill. The 0-1 to Mike. Outside, 1-1. Mike donning the gray cleats to go along with the yellow sliding hanging out of his right back pocket. And they'll check on Thomas at first, who's back in standing. The all-black bat to go along for Mike with the blue helmet and the black and red batting gloves that are tugging away at the white-gripped bat. 1-1 pitch to Gonzalez. Trying to be the second base runner to reach. The 1-1 is fouled back behind us. It'll reach the park, and it's 1-2. Gonzalez, one of these guys looking for his second school, Jayce, spending his first 2 seasons at L.A. Harbor. A 1-2 count to him. In the dirt, ball 2, and the 6th pitch of the at-bat coming for Gonzalez.
Yeah, you've seen the good glove that he's possessed for this summer for the PSCL for the Blue Sox, a guy who's very versatile. He's played second a couple times, but mostly on the left side, the short and third position on the left side of the infield.
MacArthur set at the belt, delivers home, fouled back to the screen, and Gonzalez able to cover a pitch low in the zone, and he keeps the count at 2-2. 4 runs on 6 hits, as we mentioned. The Power last night, 19 hits, only the second time this season they accomplished that feat. A lot more tamer offense thus far. Got a good start from Sage Nelson and the Bucs. MacArthur has come in and tried to settle things down. So far, the star of the show is Alonso Reyes, 2 for 2 with a pair of RBIs and a stolen base. Gonzalez looking for his first hit of the evening. He calls time. It's granted by Stu Gibbs. The defense from left to right in the outfield, Jake Long, Jared Hawking, and Nicholas Mascaro will give you the infield after this 2-2 pitch, and it's in the dirt, blocked by Sanchez, and he keeps it in front of him enough to where Thomas can't advance. Nieto Panganaban manning the left side of the infield for Vanderhook, and Carter Vanderhook, the nephew of Rick Vanderhook, playing second. Cade Leifer at first, Martin Sanchez behind the plate. The same defense as we've seen throughout the game. Payoff pitch to Gonzalez. Ball 4, throw goes down to second anyways, and Thomas sees it go into center field, and he'll take off for third. A heady play, and there's now runners at the corners, and the top of the order coming up in Eli Brown.
And Power continuing to press the issue on the base pass. Going on the pitch on a 3-ball count, ball 4 anyways, and then the bad throw from Martin Sanchez. Again, second time we've kind of seen it go up the line. We saw it earlier, a ball go off Alonso Reyes' helmet that gave Power a run, and the second error from Sanchez tonight.
Brown 5 for his last 8 at the plate. He doubled in the third, later came around and scored. 1 for 2 today. First pitch to him is inside, ball 1. Brown among the team leaders in on-base percentage, and you mentioned a couple of times, Jayce, been the leadoff hitter for most of the season. There goes Gonzalez down to second. Sanchez won't even try it, and it's a free stolen base from Michael Gonzalez. 2 in scoring position, no out, 4-4 as the Power look to take the lead.
Yeah, 18th time tonight he's manned that leadoff spot out of the 30 games.
The 2-0 pitch to Brown is sent towards the third base side. It'll get out of play.
And Brown missing a lot of time earlier in the season. But a guy who has played in 22 out of the 29 games entering tonight, so his 23rd appearance, and 18 out of those 23 times he's been in the leadoff spot.
2-1 pitch, high and tight. It's 3-1. Last couple of pitches from MacArthur are coming in at 90 miles an hour, the most velocity we've seen over the last couple of weeks in Palm Springs that the Power have faced. But now Eli Brown has a chance to swing away in a hitter's count. Gonzalez leads off of second. He walked and stole a base. Thomas led off the inning with a single through the right side. 3-1 pitch to Eli Brown. Well inside. He'll toss his bat and trot down to first. The bases are loaded. Nobody out. And Aiden Torek, who leads the team in a couple offensive categories, second in all others, strutting to the plate.
Yeah, a guy who you don't want to face with the bases loaded. Arguably his best at bat of the season came back in that thriller, that extra inning thriller against the Legends. Came off the bench later in that game, came up with the bases loaded when Power faced their biggest deficit all season, down 7-2, has the base clearing big double down in that left field corner. And obviously we've seen the power as well that he provides all summer long.
Torek leads the team in extra base hits, 9 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs. Any of them would do fine here. One of the bigger tipping points of this game, the 2, 3, and 4 men set to hit for the Power with no outs and 3 men on base. First pitch to Aiden Torek is a swing and a miss. Boy, a cutter on the outside corner, and Torek behind 0-1. He took a huge hack at that one, Jayce.
Yeah, he's trying to do some major damage right there with the outfield playing back.
Second pitch to him. Just misses the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Torek missed the last couple of games with a lower leg injury. After pinch hitting last night, Casey Dill felt that he was ready to enter the starting lineup back again. 1-1 to him. Sent high in the air to left field, sending Jake Long back. Still going back. It'll one-hop the wall. 2 runs are going to score at least. And it's going to be the longest single of Aiden Torek's life as Gonzalez slides in safely. Aiden Torek, his 37th and 38th RBI, and the Power lead at 6-4 in the 4th.
And he continues to swing the bat very well when the bases are loaded. A long single, as you mentioned, DJ, but most importantly, Power finally grabbing the lead and back up by 2, as we saw in the first inning. A big swing and a big moment for it.
Boy, I can't wait to tell Austin that, or tell Aiden, excuse me, that he had a 350-foot single. I'm sure he'll love me rubbing that in his face. So Noah Blythe steps in. He's 1 for 1 with a triple, and he walked in the 3rd. Brown off of second, Torek off of first. First pitch swinging is Noah, who fouls it back to the screen, 0-1.
Yeah, base runners obviously had to stay put, although you see Jake Long going back and, you know, all his speed going toward it. And usually when you see that, you got to be going as a runner.
0-1 to Noah Blythe, who has become really the unquestioned leader of this team. 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball that just does catch the outside corner. He's behind 0-2. No outs. The Power leading 6-4. They've scored 2 runs in 3 separate frames, looking for more in the 4th. 0-2 pitch in the dirt, and they are going to check the swing of Blythe. And they say he did go around, so a tough call going against the 3-hole hitter for Casey Dill. It's the first strikeout for Madden MacArthur, and it brings up Andrew Rivas.
Yeah, that's a big strikeout against the best hitter in this Power lineup in Noah Blythe. And, I mean, that's a big spot, especially a guy in Noah Blythe who, you know, in his sample size of at-bats, he only not striking out a lot.
Rivas officially 0 for 1. The first pitch to him is low and inside. He takes it for a ball. Rivas making his 6th start. He's batted .529 in his limited action since coming to the Power on July 4th. It looks like Stu Gibbs is having a word with the visiting dugout. And he's making the signal as if he just threw somebody out. Jayce, did you see something? It looks now he's trotting down to have a word with the home side. Did you see anything in particular?
No, I mean, obviously we heard some voices from that visiting dugout. And now, yeah, I mean, he just signaled it right there that he's out.
And it's a player that he just ejected, And it's not just a player. It's Ben Carter, who started at second base last night. So he's going to hit the showers for an early end to his night. It's 1-0 right now to Andrew Rivas. The Power have scored 2 runs in this 4th inning. Dalton Thomas led off with a single. Michael Gonzalez walked and later stole a base. With runners on second and third, Eli Brown then walked. Aiden Torek hit a 350-foot single that one hopped the wall in left field. And that's where we stand right now.
Yeah, and I mean, Noah Blight just struck out, so I don't know what the argument was as far as, I don't know if it was on that previous pitch or what, but yeah, I mean, a quick ejection, and it looked like the manager as well was heading down to that tunnel. So I don't know if it's both, but as you mentioned, EJ, it definitely looks like Ben Carter making his way now.
So Ben Carter, and we'll get the official call in a few minutes, I'm sure, from the rest of our media team, but Coach Vanderhook is nowhere to be seen. So 1-0 to Andrew Rivas. The pitch to him. Low and inside, ball 2. I think it was a talk about the strike zone, and Ben Carter now has moved his way back to the dugout, so I think Vanderhook took the bullet for him. It's 2-0 to Rivas. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Went back to the fastball in the outside half. Now 2-1 to the Power first baseman. Austin Holler, who's been manning first over the last 3 weeks, getting a day off doing the DHing today. This was fouled to the visiting dugout. And MacArthur has worked the count even at 2-2. We've had a couple of instances in this game, Jayce, where things have just gone off of script. We had an umpire unfortunately had to leave. It caused a 30-minute delay, and we've worked through it all the way through. Rivas pops this up along the infield. Cade Leifer calling for it, the first baseman halfway between home and first. He puts it away for the second out of the inning, and it'll bring up Alonso Reyes.
Yeah, definitely a weird game. I mean, you have the long, obviously, delay and hoping that umpire's okay, and then obviously the ejection right there. Just a lot of really delays in this ball game. Feels like there really hasn't been a smooth transition, but either or, Power, most importantly, back in the lead.
Reyes 2 for 2 today with a pair of RBIs. Also stole a base in the first inning. His 6th hit against Inland Valley over the last few days. First pitch to him. High pitch, and Alonso swings through it. It's a fastball at 84. Reyes, the Cerritos College product that'll take his talents to UC Irvine next year. Part of one of the best mid-major baseball programs in the country. This pitch is high and outside, ball 1. Brown off of second, Torek off of first. Should Reyes reach, Austin Holler waits in the on-deck circle. The Power have taken a 6-4 lead over the Bucs in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 pitch to Reyes. It's sent into right field towards the line. Fair ball, it'll drop in front of Mascaro. There will be no play at the plate. The throw will go to third. It's cut off. 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Have a night, Alonso Reyes. 7-4 Palm Springs.
Another good swing for Alonso Reyes. This time a breaking ball on the low inside corner as a left-handed batter, and he just simply goes down and gets it. A beautiful line drive swing and continuing to produce with runners in scoring position.
Holler, a pair of flyouts to his name tonight. Jayce, you asked some hard-hitting questions in your pregame interviewing with him. Did you ask about the new stirrups look that we've seen over the last couple of days?
No, I haven't. And, he's a guy who hasn't even really worn his pants up at all growing up with him as well. So that's a new look, too.
We'll have to talk to him about that after the game. The first pitch is high and tight, ball 1. Holler with a multi-hit game last night. As you mentioned, Jayce, leading Palm Springs. He chops this one off of his foot towards the right field line as well, and it'll be 1-1.
Just feels like the Power just continuing. I mean, it's the winning culture from Casey Dill. It's just obviously the winning culture that you've seen year in and year out with Casey Dill and the Palm Springs Power. But, I mean, just continuing to just fight back in games when, the opposing team has either led or has tied the game back up, and then right away in next inning, they continue to answer on the offensive side with multiple runs.
Every time Inland Valley over the course of the last couple of days, Jason, you were even at the road doubleheader. It seems like anytime they get some sort of momentum, Palm Springs comes back and just chips away at whatever lead they have. The 1-1 pitch is outside and called a strike by Stu Gibbs. And I think Austin had a case for that to be a ball, comfortably out of the strike zone on our TrackMan system we have here. Regardless, it's a 1-2 count with 2 outs to Holler. They'll check on Reyes at first, who stole a base earlier, and that's now in the mind of the pitching staff. Straight up outfield all the way across for Inland Valley. 1-2 pitch to Holler. High and outside, 2-2.
Yeah, and that's a good pitch on a 1-2 count. An elevated fastball from a lot of hitters. You usually might see a swing there with 2 strikes, but Holler just has an eye for the zone, and that's what makes him such a good hitter.
2-2. Inside, just past the feet of Holler. He keeps his legs put, and Martin Sanchez is able to stay in front of it. So now you'll get motion at first base with Alonso Reyes taking off on the pitch. The Power looking to separate themselves in the middle innings from Inland Valley. Payoff pitch with 2 outs. It's sent up the middle, and it'll get through for a base hit. Coming in to score is Aiden Torek. Alonso Reyes will hold at second. Austin Holler, another day, another RBI base hit, and the Power lead increases to 4.
Yeah, and he's just continuing that up-the-middle approach. Both hits in last ball game were also up the middle, and continuing to do that. A pitch right down the middle, 83 miles per hour, and just sends it right back there up the middle past the mound and gets an RBI knock.
9th man to hit in the 4th for Palm Springs. Fred Buxton, the shortstop, will step in. He popped down to short in the 2nd and struck out in the 3rd. This game started at 7:02, Jayce. It is 9:08 here on the West Coast. This pitch is inside to Buxton. He takes it for a ball. Cancer Awareness Night at the ballpark. We were lucky to talk to Jessica earlier in the 4th inning. And this pitch is also inside. It's 2-0. Hitters count for Buxton, who's come over from Vanguard University a couple of weeks ago, and Jayce, you talked to him making that 18-hour drive from Washington all the way down the West Coast to make sure he had a chance to play some more summer ball. Hit on a couple of hops to the shortstop, Panganaban, who throws on the run across his body and gets Buxton in time at first by a couple of steps, and that will retire the side. 4 runs come in the 4th inning for the Power on 4 hits. They lead it 8-4 after 4 complete innings in the desert. We'll have more Palm Springs Power baseball for you on the other end of this break on the Power Baseball Broadcasting Network. Zhang, Jonathan Zhang.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Of outdoor living spaces in the desert, nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
New pitcher on the hill for the Power in the top half of the 5th. The Power debut of Jonathan Zhang, the 6'7", 205-pound kid joining us from MLB DC China. spending most of his season pitching in the PSCL, and he sticks around to finish out his summer for Casey Dill. And Jayce, an 8.53 ERA, but he was used a lot by Ray Chang, who was here coaching that China team in the PSCL. Talk to us a little bit about their story and really how Jonathan just ended up back here for the rest of the summer.
Yeah, I mean, actually talking to him a couple days ago, a lot of asking him about, getting the call up here to play for Power, and he said that he was going to take this as an opportunity. Most of his MLB China teammates just wanted to go home, but, you see the dedication in the guy who wants to stay here and continue to, use this as an opportunity, use it as a learning curve as far as coming in here and producing some innings.
The third pitching Power debut in the last 24 hours for Casey Dill. Zhang comes in with a 4-run lead. 8-4 Palm Springs. Leading off in the fifth will be Cade Leefer, followed by Martin Sanchez and Dylan Nieto. Should any of them reach, Carter Vanderhook will take their third at-bat. So he'll work out of the stretch in the long 6-7 frame out of the windup, and he'll deliver home, and his first pitch is inside ball one, a fastball at 85. Jonathan will display a couple of breaking pitches to go along with a mid-80s fastball. MLB China is a really fun story, Jayce, and over the course of the summer, they just played any games that they could have. The 1-0 pitch to Leefer is high and tight, ball two. Leefer 1-for-1, scored 2 runs today. It's really a team comprised of younger guys that want to make a push to qualify for the Olympics in 2028 and represent China. And they've just played, not only in the PSCL, they played other summer ball teams from around the Southern California area, just trying to play baseball every day. And this pitch rides high and tight inside, and it's quickly 3-0 to Leefer.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the Olympics, but also the manager, Ray, a guy who was on actually the WBC China team, and even got to face a guy in the name of Shohei Ohtani when China faced Japan back in 2023.
3-0 to Cade Leefer is called a strike just above his belt. It's 3-1. Zhang has just debuted the fastball so far, and Ray Chang is another fun story himself. Made it all the way to AAA and really was a couple of situations away from being the first MLB player ever born in China. And he was so gracious to us over the course of the summer, and getting to talk to him and learning more about what this China team was all about. 3-1 pitch is in there for a called strike two. And after being down 3-0, Jonathan Zhang has worked the count full.
Yeah, it definitely feels like he's the right guy. If anyone's going to lead that China team, it's going to be under his power. And definitely a guy that you want to have at the top of that team leading your way.
Payoff pitch in the Power debut for Jonathan Zhang. His first batter is going to be a walk as Cade Leefer will trot down to first base. He's reached for the third time, second via the walk. It'll send up Martin Sanchez, the catcher.
Yeah, you're seeing the velo there around the mid-80s from Shane, but obviously missing the zone early on of the first batter, and see if he can, settle in. Might be a couple nerves, and see if he can calm down, get back here in this next batter.
Sanchez has also reached 2 times. He reached via the air in the second and walked in the third. Zhang out of the stretch, delivers home at 84. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner. It's 0-1. That is the 7th walk issued by Palm Springs pitching tonight, and regardless of how this ends up, Jayce, you talk to Casey tomorrow, it's probably going to be the number one thing he looks at. 0-1 pitch misses high, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, good spot there on that previous pitch. Borderline call, the upper outside quadrant, and an 86 fastball right there, one of the fastest ones we've seen.
Had 9 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings in the PSCL this summer, Jay. So over a strikeout an inning. They'll check on Leefer at first, who's back in standing, plenty of time. The defense still for Palm Springs. Aiden Torek, Eli Brown, Noah Blythe left to right of the infield. Gonzalez, Buxton, Thomas, and Rivas along the infield from left to right for Casey Dill. 1-1 pitch. High and inside, and it's 2-1. Power leading 8-4 over Inland Valley. The final CPCL regular season game that will be played on a Saturday at Palm Springs Stadium. Next week, as it seems right now, will be the opener of the CPCL playoff series between the Power and a opponent yet to be determined. 2-1 pitch is a breaking ball that misses low, and the count's 3-1 to Martin Sanchez. Dylan Nieto waits on deck. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Johnny Young seems to have sped up his warm-up routine in the home bullpen. 3-1 pitch to Sanchez. High and outside, he'll toss his bat and trot down to first. And the tying run will now come into the on-deck circle for Inland Valley. And the third baseman steps in.
Yeah, back-to-back walks so far in your Power debut. And, it's a big deal here for Jonathan Jayce as far as pitching in obviously a different environment than the PSCL. Night game, a lot of fans, and just trying to calm down the moment right now for him.
He's set at the belt. He'll check on Leefer a couple of times at second. High leg kick, long motion, and he delivers home, and it's upstairs, ball one. You can tell the nerves are starting to affect the young Zhang right now. He was so effective in his limited time on the mound for Ray Chang from the month of June to July in the PSCL. Needing to get back in the strike zone here. 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled back to the screen. It'll even the count.
Yeah, going back to that MLB DC China team, the youth on the team and the talent. I mean, you talk about, bright futures for a lot of those ball players, and you saw the complete packages from some. Some of them were all-stars even in that PSCL 4th of July game.
Slightly closed off on the third base side of the rubber. He'll deliver the 1-1. It'll be fouled out of play down the first base side. And the first batter that Zhang has been able to get ahead of, it's 1-2 to the third baseman, Nieto. Carter Vanderhook waits on deck.
Yeah, first time we've really seen him locate that low fastball. Even though it was middle low, still a good spot as far as trying to get a ground ball double play.
Still in play. 1-2. Low and in the dirt. What a pick by Alonso Reyes, and he's able to snag that off of one hop, keep it in front of him, and just simply keep the count at 2-2.
Yeah, Alonso Reyes has really impressed me on the defensive side. Normally a third baseman, and that's his normal position, but he just feels so comfortable catching a lot of those outside pitches on the backhand and is able to quick pick it.
2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Welcome to the Power, Jonathan Zhang, his first strikeout as a member of Palm Springs, and he gets his first out. Carter Vanderhook stepping in, 2 on still, but how big of a sigh of relief that has to be for the young pitcher.
Yeah, that's a good spot. A 1-2 count, worked low most in that count and went back upstairs, and that's a strike anyways. A perfect pitch dotted the upper outside corner, gets the swing and miss at 86.
Vanderhook 0 for 1 with a walk, struck out in the third. Zhang's first pitch to him after squaring around a bunt is taken low and away, ball one. Gonzalez playing even with the bag at third. Rivas playing behind the runner at first. Double play depth up the middle. Ground ball, double play still in play for Jonathan Zhang. Checks on Leefer, who dances off second base. Zhang doesn't see him. They're not going. Squares around to bunt again, and it's high and tight, and it goes off of the wrist of Carter Vanderhook. And Casey Dill chirping from the home dugout that it hit the bat and not his wrist. And he's going to go out and have a conversation now with Stu Gibbs. And actually, it looks like this might be the end of the line for Jonathan Zhang in his Palm Springs Power debut. He'll depart with 3 men on. He records a strikeout. It'll be up to Johnny Young to get the Power out of a jam in the 5th. We'll step aside and get you all the information on Young when we return on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Johnny Young in his 5th appearance as a member of the Power after also doing double duty in the PSCL. He'll relieve a bases-loaded, one-out situation. Plenty of time left in this game, Jayce. It's the top of the 5th, top of the order in Jared Hawking. Hawking officially today 0 for 3. He reached on an error in the 4th, looking for his 2nd hit of this home-and-home series. First pitch to him, breaking ball that lands on the inside corner, and it drops in for strike 1. Johnny, a 3.86 ERA. Opponents batting .231 against him. Out of Texas A&M, Texarkana, Johnny's going to be relied upon to give the middle innings some length. Next pitch is sent into right field for a base hit. Bucs will go station to station. Blythe is up with it, gets it into Rivas as the cutoff man, but it's 8-5. That run will be charged to Jonathan Zhang, and it's a 3-run deficit now and still only 1 out.
Yeah, and just that long delay, and, you're really seeing the struggle from both pitchers, and that could, that has an impact on all those pitchers. You're waiting for that delay, you're coming back about 20, 30 minutes, and you're trying to get back and be asked to throw the ball in a good way.
Panganaban, who had 3 hits yesterday, takes a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. He's 0 for 2 today with a walk. He struck out looking in the 4th. He represents the go-ahead run. 0-1 pitch. Tap towards the third base line, and Gonzalez is going to let this roll foul. And it's 0-2 to Panganaban. Jake Long in the on-deck circle. Heart of the order coming up for Inland Valley. Johnny Young trying to work a magic act and minimize the damage. He's set, delivers the 0-2. Towards second base, this could be 2. Thomas to Buxton for 1. On to first, double play. Look at Johnny Young. He comes in and inherits a bases-loaded situation. He gives up the only 1 run, and the Power maintain a 3-run lead going to their home half of the 5th. 8-5 Power over the Bucs. We'll be right back on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Family setting, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. They cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
we just got our best ever ratings from U.S. News and World Report. We're the #1 hospital in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. High performing in 17 common procedures from joint replacements to heart attack care. And for the first time, national ranking as high performing in 3 adult specialties. We're proud of these ratings, but what matters most, as always, is how we rate with you. Learn more at eisenhowerhealth.org/awards.
Eight, 9, and 1 in the home half of the 5th inning for the Power. They lead it 8-5 over Inland Valley. Dalton Thomas today, 1 for 2. He singled and scored back in the 4th, a 4-run 4th that saw the Power take the lead that they hold now. Still on the bump is Madden MacArthur. His second full inning of work. He begins it with a breaking ball to Thomas in the outside half. It's called a ball, 1-0 to DT. Second pitch is sent on a couple of hops to the left side of the infield. Coming on and fielding is Panganaman. Throws across his body in time at first. Thomas was booking it out of the box, but it was a strong throw at short from Panganaman, and there's one away in the 5th.
And now it seems to be some talk between the umpires. Thomas pleads safe, and it's overturned.
So Stu Gibbs talks with the replacement umpire who has come in, and that turns into what I think would be an infield hit for Dalton Thomas.
Yeah, that was a tough play from, obviously, Panganaban there. Fielding it, had to come in, throw across his body, but Thomas continuing to run hard 90s out of the box that we've seen all summer long.
So Thomas now 2 for 3. Michael Gonzalez 0 for 1 with a walk, steps in for his second time. This is hit sharply to short. Panganaman to Vanderhook to second for 1. On to first, double play. Baseball giveth, baseball taketh away. After the Power are rewarded with an infield single, the next pitch turns into a double play. 2 quick outs at the top of the order, and Eli Brown coming up.
Yeah, 2 quick outs and a couple pitches just in this inning, and I mean, Power, again, already double-digit hits. We saw the 19 hits from last night's ball game and 8 runs and 10 hits so far up to this point.
So Brown, who is 1 for 3 with a double, steps up. His second at-bat also against Madden MacArthur. MacArthur set at his chest, comes home, and is missing inside and low, ball 1. Eli, 5 hits over the last 24 hours for Palm Springs. The second pitch is also in the dirt. It's 2-0. And he's continued to be one of the better table setters, if not the best table setter in the CPCL, Jayce. And if you talk with anybody, the only guy he's really competing against is his own teammates. The 2-1 pitch is in there for a called strike at the knees, 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, he just has a feel for not only working counts, but just putting good swings on baseballs and being a good leadoff hitter, and especially drawing walks as well.
This ball is sent into the air in right center field. Mascaro, the right fielder, is going to give way to his center fielder, Hawking, who puts it away for the third out of the inning, and it turns into a 1-2-3 inning for Madden MacArthur. We'll go to the top of the 6th. Power leading the Bucs 8-5 on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching. Rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Two locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
Three, 4, and 5 in the first inning of complete work for Johnny Young. Jake Long, Nicholas Mascara, and Ryan Rutsch scheduled to hit. Top of the sixth, the Power leading the Bucs 8-5. EJ Sanchez joined by Jayce Cicinelli on what has turned into a beautiful night at Palm Springs Stadium. Young's first pitch to Long is sent out of play down the first base side. Young coming in for Jonathan Zhang, who walked the bases loaded, and after giving up an RBI base hit, he induces a 4-6-3 double play to get Palm Springs out of that inning. How big is that, Jayce?
Yeah, I mean, you come in bases loaded, one out, not good for any pitcher. And
as this pitch is waved on and missed 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy situation for any pitcher, especially just coming out of the pen and obviously trying to get a feel for your pitches coming in, facing live batters. But he did a good job after giving up a single. Pitched the ball, fastball low in the zone, gets the ground ball, inning-ending double play.
0-2, just misses upstairs, and Johnny really wanted that pitch, and he might have had a little bit of a case. Just did nick the inside corner, but Stu Gibbs calls it a ball. 1-2. Johnny Young facing his third batter. He delivers home. And this one barely misses in the outside corner. So two borderline pitches go in favor of Inland Valley. The count even at 2-2. Jake Long, 0 for 3, a pair of flyouts and a strikeout to his name today. As he's worked the count back even. 2-2 pitch to Long. Sent into center field on a line. Eli Brown coming in, has a beat, makes the jogging catch, and the first out is recorded in the sixth.
Yeah, good play from Eli Brown, and we don't talk about the defense enough from these power outfielders, whether it's Aiden Torek, Noah Blythe, Eli Brown, or any other. We've even seen Kashimoto go out there. We've seen a lot of good defensive plays made, and Eli Brown just continuing to run good routes, especially with line drives, which are tough for outfielders.
Mascaro 1 for 2 with a walk. His fourth at bat, and he takes a breaking ball from Young that lands in the strike zone, 0-1. Johnny Young is one of these guys, Jayce, that has had to wake up at 8:30 for morning games in the PSEL and then put on his red and black jersey and dress out for the Power should they need him. As the season has progressed, he misses with this pitch 1-1. But it really says a lot about these guys that can do double duty like that, and he's not the only one. Michael Gonzalez, Tyler Nelson, just to name a couple. 1-1 pitch to Mascaro is outside 2-1. But it really just encapsulates what summer ball really is all about.
Yeah, I mean, it's a guy who, he's asked upon to obviously play, whether it's pitching or if he has the day off in the gay game, and then have to come out.
2-1 pitch is swung at and missed, and the count's even 2-2 to Mascaro. Johnny Young still looking for his first strikeout and his first full inning of work. Out of Texas A&M Texarkana, Johnny delivers the 2-2, and it's poked down the left field line. It'll get out of play. Johnny spent 2 years at the junior college level and then found his way to the desert hometown about 2 hours away, and him and I joke both being from the Lone Star State, or at least playing your college baseball there, and just talks about the culture differences between California and Texas and how that shaped him. The 2-2 pitch is sent on a line down the right field line. It'll be extra bases for Nicholas Mascaro. He's hustling. He's thinking about 3. Noah Blythe gets the ball in. Mascaro will hold up at third, and it's a 1-out triple for Nicholas Mascaro.
Yeah, that's just a good line drive swing. Trying to make something happen. I mean, this game's still wide open. Just in the top of the 6th, 8-5, and a 1-out triple just like that. And now they're just trying to get another rally going. I mean, the first 2 games of this doubleheader, the offense was non-existent for the Bucs. 1 run totaled in those 16 innings, the 7 inning and the 9 inning, the first game 1 and game 2. But they've woke up since coming here to Palm Springs.
Ryan Rutsch 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. The first offering to him is well outside, and Alonso Reyes has the slide to his left to corral the pitch that lands halfway between the right-handed batter's box. 0-1. The hair flowing out of the back of the power hat for Johnny Young. This pitch is sent on a couple of hops up the middle. Fred Buxton up with it, throws across. It pulls Rivas off the bag, and they're going to say he's out at first base. I wouldn't be surprised to see Inland Valley ask for a conversation. As it stands right now, it's an RBI ground out for Ryan Rutsch. And another conversation will be had between Stu Gibbs and our replacement umpire. Again, for those that weren't joining us in the 4th, Dwayne Bergman had to exit the game with, it seemed like, a medical situation. And they're saying he is now safe at first. So it'll turn into an RBI infield single. And Inland Valley has cut the deficit to 2. It's now 8-6.
Yeah, how about the hard 90 out of the box there after the triple from Mascaro, Ryan Ruck, and you know, this offense is just making things happen, and just like that, they're only down by a pair.
2 outs. Man at first, Cade Leifer. 1 for 1 today. In his 3 plate appearances, he's reached all 3 times. He takes a breaking ball from Johnny that catches the outside corner, 0-1. Not a ton of action in the bullpen right now for Palm Springs. You see Cody Kashimoto throwing, but that might just be to enter defensively. The 0-1 pitch is high and tight, 1-1. Nothing seems to have come easy, minus the 14-0 blowout for Palm Springs this week. The 1-1 pitch misses outside, and Jayce, you can allude to it. You've been at all of these games. What is it about this Inland Valley team that's so, I think pesky is the correct word to use, because they refuse to go away?
Yeah, I mean, the first game, I don't know what happened, but that was obviously a wake-up call, losing 14-0 in 7 innings.
2-1 pitch misses outside. It's 3-1. Martin Sanchez would be the next hitter.
And then the game 2, it's the closest game, the lowest scoring game Powers played all season, 2-1, and they were leading 1-0 till Bubba Thompson, obviously, with the game-tying home run in the 6th.
3-1 pitch is waved at and missed, and the count is full.
And then, obviously, Michael Gonzalez was able to lay down that safety squeeze bunt in the 7th. But, yeah, I mean, a 2-1 ball game, and then last night, this is a team that even though they're 6-11 in the CPCL, you're seeing a lot of studs that this team produces.
Payoff pitch. There goes the runner at first. High and tight, doesn't matter. Cade Leifer draws his 3rd walk of the evening. Martin Sanchez represents the go-ahead run at the plate. No meeting from Reed Santos. I think this is Johnny Young's inning to get out of.
Yeah, definitely Johnny's Young's inning, and Cade Leifer getting the hat trick as far as walks is concerned, and also a hit as well. He's been on base all 4 times.
Isaiah Manji warming in the home bullpen would be making his first relief appearance of the season. Starting to work in the media box down the 3rd base line. 1 out, Power lead 8-6 over the Inland Valley Bucs. The Power have already guaranteed themselves a home playoff game at Palm Springs Stadium next week, currently slated for Saturday at 7 p.m. We still do not know who they'll be playing. Right now, as it looks, it'll be the San Diego Wave or the Inland Valley Legends. We'll try to get you updates on a couple of doubleheaders that have gone on today. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Martin Sanchez has walked twice and reached on an error. No hits have been recorded by the 7, 8, 9 hitters for Inland Valley tonight. So this is the part of the order where Young can really attack. A no pitch is a strike that's called, a little bit of a delayed call from Stu Gibbs. It's 1-1.
Yeah, that's a big inning here for Johnny Young, coming in last inning with a bases loaded 1-out situation, and now has allowed a couple runners to reach.
Runner takes off for third, hit towards the right side. Rivas up with it, fields it, and throws it into left field. 1 run will come in to score. It'll be Ryan Rutsch, and he's getting a green light home. 2 runs come in on the throwing error. It's a tie ball game in the 6th. What did we just see? Andrew Rivas fields the ball cleanly at first and trying, of course, to induce the double play. Throws on to short. It gets into left field. Rutsch scores. Cade Leifer behind him. And Martin Sanchez ends up at second, reaching on an error for the second time today. And you take a little nap, go to change your shoes, Jayce, and we have a tie game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the second time we've seen with runners on with 1 out where you have a double play ball. First error made by Gonzalez, and now Rivas, your 2 corner infielders on the left and right side. And, I mean, just like that, that's potentially an inning-ending double play. 8-6, you're out of the jam. Just like that now, 8-8, go-ahead run at second with still only 1 away.
Martin Sanchez leads off of second. The error, of course, will be charged to Rivas. The 4th error of the game defensively for Palm Springs. And this ball is sent into the line, left center field. The Power are going to trail. It's going to be RBI double, maybe more, for Dylan Nieto. He's thinking about third. The throw from Eli Brown is offline. RBI triple Dylan Nieto. The Bucs have stormed all the way back and have scored 4 in their half of the 6th. They lead it 9-8.
This team is impressive, something that Power hasn't done all season long, and that's giving up more than 8 runs in a ball game this summer. First time now they've allowed that, and you get a 4 spot back in the home half of the 4th just like that. Bucs get 1 last inning and now follow that up with their own 4 spot, and now another runner at third with just 1 out.
Infield playing halfway. Carter Vanderhook squares around a bunt. It's outside. He takes it. Vanderhook officially 0 for 1 today. He's reached twice via the walk and the hit by pitch. Gonzalez and Rivas with their toes on the cut of the infield grass. Thomas and Buxton playing middle depth even with the base paths. 1-0 pitch to Vanderhook is inside, ball 2. And now a sense of urgency in the home bullpen as Isaiah Manji continues to get warm. Young set at the belt, looking to wiggle his way out of a 4-run 6th for Inland Valley. The 2-0 pitch is upstairs, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, it will be Manji's first relief appearance for the Power, and much needed. They're going to need some, obviously, still 1 out in the 6th, and this inning just got away from you. As far as Johnny Young, though, you made that an efficient pitch.
2-0 pitch to Vanderhook is high, and Alonso Reyes thought about going to third. And Vanderhook will trot down to first on a walk. 6 straight have reached for Inland Valley. Reed Santos is going to have a word with Johnny Young. With runners on the corners, this game has flipped on its head. Johnny Young retired the first batter, Jake Long, to start off this 6th inning. But since then, Nicholas Mascaro tripled, Ryan Rutsch had an RBI single, Cade Leifer walked, and really the backbreaker of the inning, an unfortunate throwing error for Andrew Rivas at first. He throws it into left field. 2 runs come across the score. Dylan Nieto then hits an RBI triple 2 pitches later. Vanderhook walks. And now you're about to see the 8th hitter of the inning for the Bucs.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the errors, but it's also the free passes. Talk about 10 now in the ball games, along with a hit by pitch and the 4 errors, and it just hasn't been the sharp game for Power besides the offense's concern. But also, I mean, this is the 6th game they've played this week, the 4th time against the Bucs in 3 games. That's not easy, as you mentioned, EJ, in the open for any team. And now, obviously, they're battling, playing from behind again. And, I mean, they're obviously really good as far as coming back right away. But, I mean, now you're in the top of the 6th, and you're still not out of it with still just 1 out.
This will start the official 2nd time through the order for Johnny Young. Jared Hawking had an RBI single off of him last inning. He takes a breaking ball for a called strike. That run was charged to Jonathan Zhang, who exited after 4 batters and 3 free passes. 0-1 pitch to the UCLA Bruin. And just misses upstairs, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, we talked about the talented ball player in his first at-bat that Jared Hawking is. And even though he hasn't really showed in this series, actually I mean, back-to-back at-bats with hits, including an RBI.
1-1 pitch is sold so well by Alonso Reyes. He brings that pitch back in off the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Double play depth up the middle for Buxton and Thomas. A double play sure could be used here. There goes Vanderhook. This ball's lined into left field. Sliding catch made by Torek in left. He'll try to backpick the runner at first. He's got him! What a play from Aiden Torek! The sliding catch in left field. And then he's able to throw behind the freshman Vanderhook at first to get the Power out of the 6th inning. Oh my goodness. We'll see if the Power can get some runs back in the bottom of the 6th. They trail 9-8. We'll have all of that and more when we return on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Hey, Power Baseball fans. Looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice, so get started today.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
The Power trail 9-8 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Aiden Torek, Noah Blythe, Andrew Rivas scheduled to hit. Brock Grillo is the new pitcher out of Claremont, California, and Compton College, the freshman and the left-hander, will try to calm things down for Inland Valley, in which sure promises to be a seesaw affair the rest of the way out. First pitch to Aiden Torek is sent into right field with some carry. Mascaro's going back. He jumps and can't make the catch. It'll bounce to the wall. Aiden Torek long striding it. He's thinking about third. He's in there with a slide. Have a night, Aiden Torek. His 3rd hit. And the Power have the tying run 90 feet away. 1 pitch in. Mr. Power stepping to the plate. All that and more on a beautiful night in Palm Springs.
Another good swing after Power have trailing. It's just truly incredible what this team's able to do when having long innings, when giving up a big run on the defensive side. You're able to come back right away, and it's always that leadoff hitter getting on base and passing the baton, and that's what Torek's able to do 90 feet away from tying the game.
Inland Valley will bring the infield in. The first pitch to Noah Blythe. Sent down the line, foul just by a few feet, if that. Noah today, 1 for 2. He scored in the first inning after he led off with a triple. He's also walked and he struck out in the 4th. The team leader in RBIs. Noah would like nothing more than to notch his 37th. 0-1 pitch to Blythe. Outside, and it gets away from the catcher Martin, and he's able to corral it before Torek can advance. A nice Saturday crowd in Palm Springs, the final regular season Saturday game of the season. Before the CPCL Championship Series will be held here 1 week from now. First things first, the Power trying to polish off a perfect regular season. They're down a run. They have the right man at the plate. The 1-1 pitch is high and outside, 2-1. Blythe back in. Grillo working out of the stretch. Middle depth at second for Vanderhook. 2-1 pitch is fouled out of play towards the first base side, and the count's even at 2.
Yeah, Noah Blythe, who had a triple earlier in this ball game as well. 2 triples in this ball game, but Power just continuing to get that leadoff runner on in this ball game for most of that game. They've been able to do so, and Blythe, who else would you want up as far as trying to drive in a run here?
Grillo will step off. Noah 3 home runs in the last 2 weeks after spending the first really 2.5 seasons in Palm Springs without one. He's been working in the cage extra with Sam DiMatteo hitting coach. He would love to put it to use here. 2-2 pitch is outside, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, he's been trying to find that power swing that Casey was obviously telling us about, and Sam DiMatteo, very good hitting coach, very respected. And Noah Blythe has taken every bit of advice into his game.
2 bases open. See if they pitch to Blythe. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. And Noah will trot down to first. He's not happy about it. He, of all people, would love to be the one to have to come through in that situation. But maybe it paints the picture a little bit better, Jayce. Andrew Rivas stepping to the plate. 0 for 2 with a walk, and he scored a run in the first. But you know right now the first thing on his mind is the error that happened in the top half of the inning that led to 2 runs for Inland Valley, and a big reason why they're ahead 9-8. Boy, you'd love to see Andrew come through here. First pitch in the left-on-left matchup is a ball outside and low. Rivas has hit in all 5 of the games that he's played in since becoming a member of the Power. Still looking for his first tonight. 1-0 pitch is also outside, 2-0.
Yeah, Andrew Rivas definitely has that in the back of his mind, but right now trying to get a pitch to drive and hopefully deliver.
2-0 pitch to Rivas. He takes it. It's a breaking ball, and it misses inside, 3-0. Torque off of third. He led the inning off with a triple. Blythe has worked a 7-pitch walk and leads off of first. 3-0 pitch to Rivas. Well outside and still called a strike, and Rivas didn't like it, and neither does Casey Dill. But it'll be 3-1.
Yeah, that's a pitch that's not even close. That's at least 2 baseballs off the left side of the plate.
3-1 pitch to Andrew. Misses low, and he'll trot down to first base for his second walk of the game. And it sets the stage for the man of the night, Alonso Reyes. 3 for 3, 3 RBIs. And he's stepping to the plate with no men out and 3 men on.
Yeah, most importantly, nowhere to put him. And, I mean, as you mentioned, EJ, who else would you want up right now tonight? Seen the ball very well, obviously against some right-handers, but now has to deal with the lefty-lefty matchup.
6 hits in the last 24 hours. And here comes his 7th. A line drive into right field, gets down for a base hit. Tie ball game, 4 hits, 4 RBIs. Can you say enough about Alonso Reyes?
This is just incredible. I don't know if we've ever seen 4 straight plate appearances and 4 straight RBIs in the same ballgame for a Palm Springs Power hitter this summer. I mean, just truly incredible. And he's using all sides of the field, and he's just able to just line drive after line drive. He's hammering those pitches low, and they keep giving him that pitch, and he's just going to keep taking advantage of it.
Austin Holler stepping in. As the DH tonight, he's 1 for 3, a pair of flyouts, and an RBI single in the 4th. 9-9. Bases still loaded, still nobody out. First pitch from Grillo is a breaking ball that lands in the zone for a called strike. Power have not been able to shake Inland Valley over the last 24 hours. Every time they seem to get a lead, they have come back. This ball is tagged into center field. Hawking ranging over to his right. He makes the catch. Tagging from third is Blythe. Second RBI of the game for Austin Holler, and the Power retake the lead. It's 10-9 in the 6th.
Yeah, that's just a good job by Holler. Able to just get the job done. Runner at third, just trying to get something in the outfield, and now picking up his 6th multi-RBI game of the summer.
Fred Buxton, who's 0 for 3 today, will have a chance with a man still in scoring position. Alonso Reyes off first. Rivas off second. 10 runs on 12 hits today for Palm Springs. The first pitch to Buxton is inside, ball 1. Grillo has come in, and he's only been able to retire the one power hitter. The first 4 reached to start off this inning. 1-0 to Buxton. High and outside, 2-0. Buxton, since starting off the season with a couple of really good games, has come back down to earth, and he's been used in a utility role along the infield, playing both third and short. 2-0 pitch is inside, it's 3-0. Dalton Thomas in the on-deck circle. He's 2 for 3 today with a pair of singles. Be interested to see what Buxton's approach is here, 3-0. The pitch to him. Taken right down the chute. Automatic take the entire way. It's 3-1. Buxton looking to blow this game open for the power. 3-1 pitch is skied into the infield. Calling for it is Vanderhook. Panganiban, the shortstop's going to be the one to take it after he waves his hands. There's 2 outs in the 6th, and it'll be left up to Dalton Thomas.
Yeah, that's just a tough swing there from Buxton. Trying to do a little too much. Had a pitch lower inside quadrant of the zone, but just getting under it. And now it's up to Dalton Thomas, who swung the bat, though, very well, especially in all 3 at-bats, especially with that line drive as well in the first inning.
Yeah, the aforementioned line drive, Jayce, was the only time he's been retired tonight, and still off the bat at 90 miles an hour. First pitch to Dalton is tapped towards the left side. It'll squeak through for a base hit. Andrew Rivas gets the green light. No throw. Dalton Thomas stay hot. 3 runs in the 6th inning. Dalton Thomas has his second 3-hit game of the season. The Power lead it 11-9.
That's a great job by Dalton Thomas. Didn't hit it all that hard, but just getting the job done, just putting it in play, just being simple with it, being aggressive early in the count, seeing a pitch outside, swings at it, being aggressive in the count, not sitting back, able to punch it right through the 5-6 hole and extend the Power lead.
With Alonso Reyes entrenched as the catcher, and you have the availability of Tyler Nelson as the third catcher, Angel Cortez, who has been starting behind the plate over the last week, is going to get the pinch hit appearance in place of Michael Gonzalez. Cortez out of Cal State Northridge. He has split time with Alonso Reyes wearing the gear. Been off his feet for 6 innings before he's called upon in the 6th. First pitch to him is inside and high, ball 1.
Yeah, we saw Angel Cortez in the first game of the doubleheader actually play in the hot corner, and that was the first time we've seen it.
Both runners take off. The throw's going to go to second, and it's going to be picked by Vanderhook, who prevents it from getting into center. They beautifully execute the double steal. Alonso Reyes, base stealing extraordinaire tonight, has his 3rd of the season, his 2nd of the night. Dalton Thomas continues to do what he's done on the base pass as he notches his 4th.
Yeah, continuing to keep the gas on the pedal in this inning, being aggressive on the base pass. But how about that pick, as you mentioned, from Vanderhook, from saving at least 1 run?
2 ducks out on the pond for the pinch hitter Cortez. This pitch is outside, 2-1. Cortez this season batting .271, has gotten a hit in 4 of his last 5 games. Really turned it up with the bat over the last 10 days or so. This pitch is lined into left field. RBI hit. Dalton Thomas is going to score, and this is going to roll all the way to the wall. It gets under the glove of Jake Long. Angel Cortez on his way to 3rd. He's in there standing. What you can do, I can do better. The Power have answered the 4 runs in the 6th with 4 runs of their own, and they lead it 12-9 in the bottom half of the 6th.
That's just a good job by Angel Cortez off the bench, fresh, ready to go, taking your first hit out of the game. And how about you line a base hit into left center, and then obviously the air from Jake Long, picking up at least 1 RBI there on the play, but obviously scoring 2 runs and Power increasing their lead.
Back to the top of the order, the ninth man to hit in the sixth inning for Palm Springs. It's Eli Brown. He takes a pitch high and away, ball one. Eli today is 1 for 3. Second pitch to him is a called strike, and it's 1-1. Angel Cortez with one of the biggest hits of the last 10 days for Palm Springs. He leads off of third. 1-1 pitch to Eli Brown is low and away, ball two. It's 2-1. Grillo has come in and has allowed 5 runs in this inning, and he just gave up his 6th. Eli Brown lines a shot into left field. RBI base hit for the Mercer man. 5 RBIs over the last 24 hours for Eli Brown. That is his 24th RBI of the season, and it's 14-9 Palm Springs.
Yeah, the 5th hit of the inning and the 6th run for Power. Just the best inning for this ball game, and I mean, they're just continuing to chip away against Grillo here, and still no bullpen movement as well.
Aiden Torek began this inning with a triple to right field, his second at-bat of the inning, and he takes a pitch low, ball one. Boy, you think to how this stadium felt just about 20 minutes ago, Jayce, when Inland Valley stormed all the way back and made it a 9-8 game. The Power have responded with 6 runs in the 6th. Second pitch to Torek is also low and in. Back-to-back breaking pitches. Grillo steps off. He checks on Brown at first. The left-hander is set at the belt. High leg kick delivers home, and this one is well out of the zone. 3-0. He missed high just above the letters on Torek's jersey.
Yeah, they're just struggling. They've had 3 straight chances to try and get that final out, but just haven't been able to do so.
3-0 pitch to Torek. Inside, ball 4. He'll toss his bat and go on down to first. The 11th man to hit. Noah Blythe gets another chance after he was walked earlier with Torek off of third. His second RBI chance of the inning. Palm Springs, 14 runs on 15 hits. Trying to match what they did last night. 13 runs on 19 hits. First pitch is well outside. 1-0 to Noah.
Yeah, good idea here from Martin Sanchez. Really the first time we've seen anyone go talk to Grillo, who's obviously been struggling this inning with the 11th batter now up in this inning. With obviously Torek leading off. And, I mean, this is just a kind of a conversation where, hey, just keep throwing the ball over the plate and try and, you know, limit the free passes, try and get some confidence back, and really just slow the moment down for him and trying to get back on track, trying to get this final out.
Bottom of the 6th, the Power leading the Bucs 14-9. We've just crossed the 3-hour mark of this game on the West Coast. It's 10:04. Thank everybody who is still tuned in and has joined us wherever you may be listening. And it's 1-0 to Noah Blythe with Eli Brown off of second, Aiden Torek off of first. And the first strike that Blythe sees in the at-bat is called on the outside half, 1-1. Blythe has walked twice today. He struck out and had a triple and scored in the first. He tags this one into center field. It'll drop in front of Hawking for another base hit. No throw home. RBI single for Noah Blythe, his first of the night, his second hit. And the gates have opened in Palm Springs. It's 15-9.
Yeah, this inning is just really one of the best innings, if not the best inning by Palm Springs Power this summer. Continuing to get on base, continuing to hit the ball well. And, I mean, just 6 hits now in the inning and 7 runs home, and Power with a big 15-9 lead.
Andrew Rivas, who in his last at-bat in this inning, he walked on 4 pitches. The pitch to him is outside, 1-0. Boy, what a inning for the Power. 7 runs, and Rivas, the third member of the Power, to get his second at-bat of the inning. He sends this back into the screen on the third base side and counts even at 1-1. Alonso Reyes, so far a perfect night in the on-deck circle. 1-1 pitch to Rivas. Check swing, goes into the screen. It's 1-2. Jayce, after Fred Buxton popped up to the shortstop, the Power have had 6 straight men reach, 4 of them including RBI hits. This ball is lined into right field, another base hit. And Dill was going to give the stop sign to Torek at third. Andrew Rivas continues his hit streak. It's now 6 straight since coming to the desert. 17 hits for Palm Springs. And Alonso Reyes will have a chance to do it again.
Yeah, they're just hammering Grillo. He's not fooling any of them, and they're just going to continue to do that. And still no bullpen movement, so it's almost as if the Bucs might be out of pitching, and if they've obviously played around the same number of games this week as Power has.
Alonso Reyes sees his first pitch, and it's outside. Only one Power player this season has recorded 5 hits in a game. That was Aiden Torek back on June 7th against Santa Clarita. He went 5 for 6 with a home run in that game. Alonso Reyes trying to join one of the more exclusive clubs in that area. He sees the second pitch. It's 2-0. Blythe off second, Torek off third, Rivas off first. This ball is tapped to the left side. Blythe standing in front of it. It's fielded on a couple of hops. The throw over to first is in time and mercifully brings an end to the end of the 6th inning for Inland Valley. 7 runs come across for Palm Springs. They entered the inning trailing 9-8. They lead it 15-9. Jayce Cicinelli will take over and break you the rest of the way. The Power looking to stay perfect in the CPCL when we return for the top of the 7th on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network.
Back here for the top of the 7th. Power with one of their best innings, if not the best inning of the summer. 7 runs on 7 hits. 3 runners left on base. And, I mean, the Bucs were chipping away. They were coming back and actually led in that top half of the 7th, or in the top half of the 6th, pardon me, with a 9-8 score. And Power answer right back with 7 and now lead with a commanding 15-9 lead. It's Johnny Young still out there now for his 3rd inning of work after coming in with a bases-loaded jam back in the 5th. Was able to escape that and allowed 4 runs, but only 2 were earned in that last inning. And now looking to just put up some quick zeros for the Power. First pitch is in there to Kyle Pinganaban. 0 for 2, a strikeout, a double play, a walk, RBI, stolen base, and a hit by pitch. He's done a little bit of everything in this game except get a hit as the next one, breaking pitch, rises high and in, 1-1. Starting to see some bullpen action down there for Ben Carter for the Bucs. Next one's a high infield pop-up. Who's going to take charge? And Andrew Rivas, the first baseman, will put it away for route number 1.
Look, it's a 6-run lead, and you understand how insurmountable it looks for Inland Valley, but it's even more important for Johnny to come in and pump strikes and make sure he gets the first guy out. It's so deflating for an offense after an inning like that. And just when you think you can start to come back in, you think that you just need the leadoff guy on. And Johnny does a good job of executing that. And Jayce, the change is straight up at third base with Angel Cortez staying in defensively for Mike Gonzalez.
Good thing to note there. The next one is a high pop-up in down the right side, and Noah Blythe will call off the second baseman Thomas, who was coming over. Obviously smartly done there as far as coming in on a baseball rather than Thomas, who had a tougher angle going back, and quickly like that, 2 away.
That's just what the doctor ordered. You're facing a team in Inland Valley that has fought tooth and nail. I mean, they really have just given everything they've had tonight, and they don't have a lead to show for it. In fact, they have a 6-run deficit, and this is where it can really start to just drain out of you for an opposing team, especially in an environment like Palm Springs Stadium.
So now 2 outs. Seem to be some type of a delay. I don't know if the batter called time or not, but here's Nick Mascaro, a cleanup hitter who's had himself a good night. Couple runs scored, a single, a triple, a walk. Just got word here that Power 1 out away from winning this ball game. It's going to end here after 7 innings. Obviously, game well past 3 hours. Next one's a ground ball. That's going to get through up the middle. So a 2-out single, and that will bring up Ryan Ruck.
And it's just in the best interest of everybody involved. The Bucs still have to play their schedule next week. And, Jayce, there really is no rhyme or reason to waste more pitching in a game like this. And, we're coming towards the end of the summer. Inland Valley has, had a season that I'm sure they'd like a couple of games back, but at the same time, you got to let the guys play as much as they can, and I think this is the right move, calling this thing at 7 innings.
First one misses outside here to Ryan Ruck. Ruck 1 for 4, an RBI single, a run score, a couple strikeouts, and a ground out. Power 15 runs, 17 hits, 4 errors. The next one catches the outside corner, whereas the Bucs 9 runs, 7 hits, and 3 errors. So 7 errors combined, and not the best game at all for either defense tonight. 1-1 count here. Young out of the stretch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. And now Power 1 strike away from the 15-9 win over the Inland Valley Bucs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, just missed. So fastball, not a bad spot there. And now the count runs even to 2-2. Power looking for their 30th win. All deuces on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And that one runs outside. And the count runs full to 3-2. If Ruck were to reach, Kate Leifer would be due up next for the Bucs. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Inside. It was an excuse me swing, and it got a piece of the handle of the bat down the left side. And we'll do it again. Power looking for their 49th straight win. Before an off day tomorrow, doubleheader against the San Diego Wave on the road. Their last road series before the playoff series next weekend. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and this one is lined into right center field over the head of Dalton Thomas, the second baseman. Runner Mascaro advances first to third, and runners on the corners for the Bucs.
Say what you want about the situation that the Bucs are in, but the middle of their order, namely Mascaro and Rutsch, they've had a heck of a ball game. 5 hits between the two of them. They've accounted for, 3 of the runs already, and you have to give them props where props are due. They've swung a really good bat amongst the two of them in a game that they really haven't spent all that much time ahead.
So Johnny Young still looking to secure the last out, and Bucs aren't going down quietly. Here's Kate Leifer, takes high for ball 1, who has reached in all 4 plate appearances. A single, has scored in all 4 times as well in 3 walks. He has worked the counts very well tonight and has built that middle of the order very good. This is the runners on the move, swung on and missed for strike 1. Reyes won't even bother throwing down. A stolen base for Ruck, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
And I think that might have a case to be called fielder's indifference, Jason. A 6-run game and nobody going to cover the bag, and I think that's what our official scorer probably is going to go ahead and do.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one misses outside, 2-1. Young not trying to give the Bucs any hope. As far as trying to call this in 7. Here's the 2-1. Good slider in there for strike 2. And back at it, 1 strike away for Power to secure the W.
How about ending off this beautiful day in Palm Springs with a strikeout if you're Johnny Young, huh?
I would agree, EJ. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed strike 3. The bat goes flying. They have to complete the strikeout at first. A crazy scene of events, and that's how the ball game ends. A dot throw from the catcher behind home plate to first base, and that's how the game will end. The Palm Springs Power beat the Inland Valley Bucs 15-9 the final, and luckily everyone was okay with the bat missing well over the head of the players down that dugout.
Jayce, if there was a microcosm about that last play, it really just encapsulates what happened tonight. It's a game that had ebbs and flows, crazy stuff happening. You had ejections, you had delays in the middle of the game. But at the end of the day, it's a normal outcome. And as the Power coming through, notching 15 runs on 17 hits, you're able to get some good relief work out of the bullpen from Johnny Young to really quiet things down. And at the end of the day, the Power have won 49 straight, 30 to open up the season. And the streak is alive going into the final week of the season. So happy that we and you were able to be up here for this one. And as we come down the stretch of the season, all we can tell to all Power fans still listening is make sure to stay in tune with everything happening with the Power. This week promises to be one filled with not only surprises, but a lot of excitement as well.
Yeah, big nights as well from a lot of the hitters. Obviously, Alonzo Reyes, who me and EJ just shook our head and agreed on will be the player of the game. 4 for 5, 4 RBIs, a run scored, 2 stolen bases, and just a huge night for him. His hits have been coming in bunches for sure. His Power, again, as EJ mentioned, win this ballgame 15-9, 49 straight wins as they finish the game 15 runs, 17 hits, and 4 errors. And for the Inland Valley Bucs, 9 runs, 8 hits, and 3 errors. So that will be all here for Jayce Cicinelli and EJ Sanchez here on the Palm Springs Power Broadcast Network. As Power off day tomorrow with a 2-game road doubleheader against the San Diego Waves, and back here at Palm Springs Stadium on Wednesday against the same Inland Valley Bucs. Jayce Cicinelli, EJ Sanchez, wishing you guys all a very good rest of your night.